Good morning, Columbus.
Joe, that ain't good enough. Come on, Joe.
Wake up! Stop this one!
Frizzle F tight, F fly, pass 37 punch, waggle, help, baby dizzy, X-fan on the turbo.
Thank you, baby.
Football, man.
It's time to listen to a bald, fat loudmouth
Mr. T-Bone.
and a former football player.
And that ball intercepted by Tyvis, pal.
Wow, no radio station has ever done that before.
Did it work for those people?
No, it never does. But it might work for us.
Welcome to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Oh, that's right. You made it Friday here, and boy, do we have a lot to get to on this edition of T-Bone and Tyvis. Matt Fontaine in for T-Bone. He, of course, is Tyvis' pal, and we finally got it. Tyvis, we talked to Aaron Rodgers yesterday about a timeline, and what do we do this morning? Wake up to the news. He's going to Pittsburgh. He's officially signing his one-year contract. Plenty to get to there. Lots of football to sprinkle in, including the sheriff, Peyton Manning, speaking on Joe Burrow. And, of course, we got to recap that game one of the NBA Finals last night. What it was, how the Pacers keep doing this, I don't know. I really think it's because I have talked smack about Tyrese Halliburton because I don't think he's that good. And all he keeps doing is going, watch this, and I'm going to hit this game winner here. And every team that the Pacers play is like that that meme or that gif of Kevin from The Office just carrying the chili. Just, oh, I'm going to play the Pacers. Oh, it's going great. No, it's not. And then they just choke away a 15-point lead. So we got some basketball to get to. But Tyvis, it is a beautiful Friday, my man.
It is.
How you doing?
It is. You know, it's a little rainy. Obviously, woke up this morning with a little rain there, but it wasn't too bad. It was a big day for me last night. I got to take my ace bandage off.
How'd it feel?
So you know what? It felt kind of good. You know, obviously, I still got a couple of weeks of recovery to go, which I go for my first post-op visit today as soon as I get off the air, so it'll be nice to do that. Yes, if you're looking on the YouTube chat, yes, you see no ace bandage. Though I can't put nothing on my graph, so that's why my hood is only halfway up.
There you go.
But you know what? It's nice to feel the air, feel some breeze.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, you can feel the breeze.
A little bit.
Yeah, let the back. I would let people see the back of my head, but it's like shaved completely bald, so it's like
that's where they take the grass. They take
the grass from the back of your head. So like I look like I got like the chili bowl look where I just got hair on the top, but nothing
like
on the side.
Your baby, your kids when they like have that bald spot in the back, is that you just sleep on the back of their head?
Right. Yeah. So
there you go.
That's exactly what it looks like. So yeah, I'm gonna have to. This probably be my look until the hair starts coming back.
All right, I got a kind of a weird question, but this is what's going on in my world right now. Do you enjoy party planning? Do you enjoy party prepping? We were talking. My son's birthday's coming up, so like we're in the thick of it, right? Like shopping lists, you know, because we're grilling out. Gotta clean this, gotta get the patio furniture set back up.
Yep.
And like it's weird because it's like there's part of me that actually enjoys it. Because we're talking about baking, we're talking about cooking, right? How you want to cook. Bro, I'm gonna enjoy that party that much more when I sit down, you know, and have that first beer, because like I got all this done and you know, the family's coming over, and obviously it's my son's birthday. Like I'm really happy to do it. Seeing my wife, but I was thinking about that, I'm like, I do know people that don't like party planning. And they'd rather have it at like an event, or they'd rather go somewhere where the kids can play, and then hey, we'll just bring a pizza in and be done with it. Like we're party planning right now at the household. It's full on. Like you were talking about things to do today, dude. I get off the air this morning and I'm off. I have like 5 things that we need to accomplish today, because if I don't get them done today, then that messes my schedule up for tomorrow.
Yeah. No, for me, party planning, it's fine. Like the last time I had to do a party plan was my daughter's 3rd birthday, which was in May. We had everybody come over to our house, had like 20, 25 people come to the house and, you know, have it there. But it went well. My wife is kind of the brains behind all that. I'm just the guy that, like, when it comes to the food options, I come up with the food. This is what we have. So we had Chipotle for my daughter's birthday, catered Chipotle. So, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm always making sure that the guests eat well and, you know, have the beverages of choice that they want. You know, so that's the part that I enjoyed the most, and I'm always trying to figure out how can everybody have fun? How can they enjoy themselves? But when it comes to like putting up decorations and where stuff is gonna go, that is all my wife. She is unbelievable at doing that. And the funny thing is, she don't just do it for like our kids. Like when her friends have parties, she always
she's that good at
she
it,
goes like early to like help set up and all that stuff because she just does a great job. So I got lucky when I married my wife.
Same, because she's very organized. She's very good about like kind of like I said, that scheduling. Because I don't know if it's just a guy thing. I think it's just like a me thing. I have a real problem understanding that if I mess the first domino up, the second domino's not going to go right. And then if I mess that up, then it's like all of a sudden me not accomplishing what I was supposed to do on this Friday eventually will mess up Sunday. It's just like this small little progression.
Yeah, it can get up on you fast. That's why you got to make sure you do. You got to make sure you hit it first. Like the first thing, boom, you got to knock that down, and then everything pretty much kind of falls into place. And then the crazy thing is, some people overplan. You try, you put a whole bunch of thought into this, and then once the party happens, it's like that's not even something that people really is thinking about. So you got to just figure out a way. You got to know your crowd, know how to make them comfortable, and what to do to get them to be comfortable and relax and just have fun.
That's all that matters. So you made it. Friday's here. We're so happy to have you this morning right here on The Fan. T-Bone and Tyvis with Matt Fontaine in along with Tyvis. So it was a party last night for the Indiana Pacers. Tyvis, I really, we talked about just the overwhelming odds in this series, but it was funny because like there was a little, I don't say groundswell, but like some of the people I was talking to and a good buddy of mine who really likes the NBA, he goes, they're going to steal this one. He goes, they're going to steal, the Pacers are going to steal this one. And boy, did they. Down 15 again in the fourth quarter. They've come back by 15 points in playoff games, the most any team since 1998. They get down to it. They get the ball in Tyrese Halliburton's hands, even when they lose the challenge, and OKC had a look at it. And Shea gets the shot up. It doesn't go down. They get it right. What happened? They tip it out. I think it was Obi Toppin who brought it up, and everybody's like, just get it to Tyrese Halliburton. Just get it to him and get out of the way. And you felt that inevitability of him coming down the court. You're like, he ain't going to do it again, is he? And then he hits it. And I think about so much. We're going to talk about the game a couple times this morning, but it's like, it was a fun game to watch. We had those questions. How entertaining is this game going to be? It was entertaining because it was low scoring. In today's NBA, where everybody's just shooting threes all live long day, this one was a little bit different, where there were stops. There was sloppiness, clearly, with the Pacers having all those turnovers. But it was just a game where you watched it unfold late, and you just kept asking yourself, they're not going to do it again, are they? And lo and behold, they do it again.
First of all, I told you. I told you. When I did my Prime Sports review, I did it twice, and on the second one, I specifically gave you what the odds were for the Pacers to win. It's like 355, and I said, I'm telling you, they always steal a game. Yep. I think for the past 3 series, they've always come and took game one, and it's the most shocking thing. And I knew that it was a possibility that they were going to do that. But what I also said was, and then the other odds, I said the over-under on Tyrese Halliburton is 17.5. I would take the under because of Lou Dort. And he finished the game with 14 points. So I'm just telling you, I'm just telling you that I can just kind of predict it a little bit. I knew Lou Dort would have a big effect on Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, the guy was first team all defense this year, and he does a great job of shutting people down. But what they did do is, what the Pacers did that I love, is that it took everybody. When you watch them in other series, Halliburton would go crazy, or Siakam would go crazy. Maybe Nesmith would go crazy. But in this game last night, I want to say every starter had double-digit points.
Correct.
Miles Turner started to score. Nembhard is a guy that he like kind of goes cold after a while, but he had 14 points. So you got so many different guys contributing to this win, to where OKC, they have SGA, who went for 38 points?
38, and they just let him. They're like, go ahead. We're just going to
Exactly.
Stop everybody else.
He goes for 38, but you didn't get the games that you really wanted out of Chet. You know, Jalen Williams gave you, I think, 17, so that was decent, but he needs to be in the 20 points per game, and you just didn't get that. And Lou Dort went 5 for 9 from 3, which is something that he doesn't typically do, and yet with that effort, they still lost. So I give Rick Carlisle a lot of credit because at halftime of that game, I said, I don't know. You know, man, the OKC could run away with this thing, but Rick Carlisle has done a really good job of making some adjustments. Guys have stepped up in that second half and answered the call, and now you get a really good finals game where you see another game winner.
Pacers trail by 15 points in the fourth quarter. That was the 5th time this postseason they've overcome a deficit that large. As I mentioned, that's the most since any team in 1998. Also, when Indiana took the lead on Tyrese Halliburton's shot, Tyvis, that was the first time they had led all game. That is the latest into a finals game in 50 years for a team to take a lead with 0.3 seconds left. Halliburton hitting that shot with 0.3 seconds was the latest since Michael Jordan in 1997 to hit a game winner in a finals game. So, I mean, just so much history being set, and it comes back to kind of that mindset that the Pacers have, and what, you know, Halliburton was talking about after the game, where he goes, we're resilient and we believe that we are in the game at all times, even when we're down 15 points with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Like, we believe that we're going to come back and win this basketball game, and by God, somehow they do it over and over again. We'll definitely get back into the NBA. What a game it was last night as the Pacers steal Game 1. Game 2 coming up on Sunday. But that was not the only big news yesterday on social media. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers yesterday, the announcement that he is going to be joining the Pittsburgh Steelers. I want to talk to Tyvis. How does this reshuffle, if anything, the AFC North? And I just got to nip some of this stuff in the bud, because there are people out there that are just kind of forgetting about Aaron Rodgers in New York. We'll discuss it next. T-Bone and Tyvis right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Friday. Well, we are definitely feeling the mugginess out there and are noticing some of those wet roads throughout the metro this morning. Over to New Albany. Good morning to you folks out there. If you're stepping out the door, 161 at Hamilton Road looking a little bit slippery, but nothing too concerning. Not a lot of people on the road still this morning. As for your drive times out there, 161 eastbound and westbound right up to par. A little bit slower on 62 eastbound at 36 miles per hour, but again, nothing too concerning for your Friday. I'm 10 TV's Brain Albizu with your fan traffic.
Men, is good enough really what you want with your sex life? This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if erectile dysfunction is making for a bad bedroom experience for you and your partner, you should call us, because you want your intimacy to be fantastic, both for you and the one you love. At Tri-State Men's Health, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%, and because we're a medical practice focused on men's sexual health, we can offer many treatment options and even combine treatments to find the right one for you, which means if you're like most of our patients, we can likely get you performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and make a change from good enough to really good. And for a limited time, we're offering new patients a free first visit to help you get the care you deserve. This includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose to demonstrate to you the amazing effectiveness of our treatments. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Summer is officially here, and that means rising temperatures. You're going to be thinking about how you can keep cool all summer long. What's the best plan here? Well, one of the ways you can beat the heat and keep the air conditioning you're paying for in your home is to get Window Nation's energy-efficient vinyl windows. And now's a great time to do it. They've got a semi-annual sale where you buy 4 windows, you get 4 windows for free. Plus a free entry door when you purchase a whole house full of windows. No money down, no interest, no monthly payments until 2027. It's a deal that can't be beat. You're getting a great deal from Window Nation because they are high-efficiency windows that are also very affordable. They do that by working directly with the top window manufacturers in the country, which means all their windows are assembled right here in the USA. But don't wait on that semi-annual sale. You buy 4 windows, you get 4 windows free. Free entry door when you purchase a house full of windows, plus pay nothing until 2027. You've got to schedule your estimate today. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. Once again, that number, 866-90-NATION or windownation.com.
Save big on all outdoor storage at Menards. Suncast sheds have the storage space you need for any backyard. Whether you're protecting bikes and toys or storing yard tools, Suncast's selection of durable, low-maintenance outdoor sheds come in a variety of styles and sizes to suit your needs. Pick up an in-stock Suncast storage shed today and check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all our great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here, and so are the summer savings at RCD RV. Don't miss RCD RV's summer kickoff sale running June 7th through the 21st. New RVs starting as low as $12,995. Now's the time to make a splash this summer. Hurry in. Those deals will not last long. Find unbeatable savings, unforgettable fun, and everything you need to hit the road at rcdrv.com. Visit our locations, Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala, or shop online anytime at rcdrv.com.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Receive a 100% match when you deposit up to $400. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
This is the sound of a popular American motorcycle. It's the sound of freedom, the open road, really good times. And this is what it sounds like with a drunk guy on it. How do you like the sound of that? Cops are cracking down on drunk motorcycle riders. If you ride drunk, you will get caught and you will get arrested. Drunk riding, over the limit, under arrest. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
This is Pause Before You Play, and it's time for more game day picks from local sports fans. You're on the air. Who you got?
Actually, I'm not betting, just chilling and watching the game.
I know that move, a pause. Sounds like you've got a winning strategy.
Exactly. After I set limits and recognized the risk, I knew it was time to stop.
Now that is responsible betting, folks. Sports are fast. Betting shouldn't be. Make a plan at pausebeforeyouplay.org. That's pausebeforeyouplay.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Make sure you've got the umbrella today, although today's chances of showers and thunderstorms will be a bit more spotty and isolated. We'll see the clouds either cloudy to mostly cloudy. Wouldn't be surprised with peaks of sun and afternoon highs in the low 80s. And then for tonight, down into the 60s, clearing overnight and into your Saturday. Lots more sunshine with our highs in the afternoon in the upper 70s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Both of these men played sports in high school. Only one of them was good at it. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
We talked about it yesterday. It happens today. Tyvis, we should talk about the Mega Millions numbers or something today, but that's another story for another day. It's T-Bone and Tyvis this morning on The Fan. We discussed yesterday the timeline for Aaron Rodgers, and it comes to fruition late last night. He is going to sign that one-year deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, and it's funny, Tyvis, because even as we talked about when he might get there, and there was the mandatory minicamp kind of coming up, there was no real conversation about him not going to Pittsburgh. Like, we all felt like it was going to happen. I'm sure the Steelers did. So now that it finally has, I'm sure there's a bit of sigh of relief for Steelers fans and probably even the organization. And I have a very interesting list I want to get to a little later in the show. The winners and losers of Aaron Rodgers going to Pittsburgh. There's some winners, you know, obviously like DK Metcalf would probably be on that list. Can't wait to do that a little bit later. But does it really shake things up for you? Do you really sit there and think this is maybe a reordering of the AFC North? Or do you just sit there and say, hey, we all kind of knew he was going there and they're the same Steelers team that they were last week as they are today?
Well, you know, if this was Aaron Rodgers like 5-6 years ago, it would totally shake up the AFC North. Like it would put them right up there at the top. But due to the fact of what we seen from Aaron Rodgers last year in New York, like that Aaron Rodgers, if that's who he is now, like it doesn't really do much to anybody. You know, it's like, okay, you got a quarterback that's smart, that's been successful in the league, but when it comes down, I mean, it's not like he had bums last year. He had Garrett Wilson and Devontae Adams, and it didn't work last year. He got an entire coaching staff fired last year. And this is the guy that you think people are supposed to be concerned about? No, absolutely not. So to me, coming into this year, I thought it was Baltimore, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Browns as far as my ranking coming into this season. After this move, it is still Baltimore, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and Browns.
So it's funny, you and I can't tell you how close you are to a tweet that I actually had typed up last night and I was about to send. Because here's the whole point I was going to bring up, right? So Aaron Rodgers last season finished 25th in QBR, okay? And some people, look at that as a good metric, bad metric, okay. There's some advanced metrics that tell you he was pretty bad. Some of the other ones, he was around the top 10 in yardage and touchdowns, and interceptions were up, but that's kind of the Aaron Rodgers thing. Tyvis, that's exactly where I'm going. A year ago, he led them to 5 wins, by the way. He threw for 3,900 yards, completion percentage is 63, which was fine. He threw 28 touchdowns to 11 interceptions, and like I said, came out to 25th in the league in QBR, but the touchdown numbers were up there, the yardage numbers were up there. Let's do a little comp. You ready? Who'd you rather have, Breece Hall or Jalen Warren?
Breece Hall.
Okay. Who would you rather?
Breece Hall a couple years ago, he fell off because of Aaron Rodgers.
He did, because of injury.
Year.
But even last year, he still had 876 yards and 5 touchdowns.
But I would definitely take Breece Hall.
Right. Okay, this one, Garrett Wilson, DK Metcalf.
You splitting hairs.
Sure.
But I mean, obviously I'm biased.
I mean Garrett Wilson too. I would too. I just would. And I think he's younger and all that. But like, I'll give you the wash on that 100%. Yeah, Devontae Adams versus the number 2 receiver in Pittsburgh.
What was it, Roman Wilson?
Rome Wilson, coming off an injury.
Yeah, I'm going.
You're probably taking Devontae Adams,
yeah.
right? Tyler Conklin. And I guess I'll take Freiermuth in that.
Yeah,
the offensive line wise, that'll be different. And defense, I actually think might be a little bit better for Pittsburgh. But it's like that's my whole. Times you and I are on the same page here. Where I'm sitting here, I go, do people think just because all of a sudden he gets to the Allegheny River, he's going to sip some of that water in the Yingling, and all of a sudden he's back and he's right back to the MVP form? Like, he had talent on that Jets team a year ago. Now, it is the Jets, and they're a cluster, and they had a lot of coaching changes and all things like that, but I don't understand people, I'm not saying you, but other people that are saying, oh, man, this is exactly what the Steelers needed, or there's some sort of career resurgence happening here. I think it was a necessary, I don't say evil, but it was a necessary thing for both sides. Aaron Rodgers didn't have any place to play. He wanted to. And Pittsburgh didn't want to start Mason Rudolph. That's why he's a starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm not ready to sit here and say that this is some 10 or 11 win team to shock people. I guess most people, they could do that. Sure, they could, but I got to say, like Mike Tomlin's record of not having a losing record, I think it actually might come to an end this season.
What's interesting is, last year, if I remember correctly, Nathaniel Hackett was his OC with the Jets, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I brought him in because he was his guy.
Yeah, with the Packers. That's when he had the MVP seasons. When they got together, they made magic happen. So
he was a disaster as a coach in Denver.
Yep. So it's interesting that even with the OC, the play caller that led you to have the MVP season, you still wasn't able to get it done. And now you're going to Arthur Smith, who is very questionable at times in some of the play call. I mean, you remember him in Atlanta with the whole Bijan Robinson situation, guys that left Pittsburgh this past year, the Najee Harris and them, they all said that Pittsburgh just don't know how to call offense. Our offensive game plan was terrible. But now you're inserting Aaron Rodgers into that. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, because just because it's Aaron Rodgers, that doesn't mean that the offense is just going to shine, So to me, I think their problems is deeper than just the quarterback position.
No, 100%. And they had that time where they couldn't run the football anymore. And they've spent time and they've spent draft picks on the offensive line. And, I was reading an article this week that Broderick Jones is down some weight and he's feeling really good and trying to come back. And, the offense around Rodgers, maybe I'm selling him short. Jalen Warren, DK Metcalf, Robert Woods, Calvin Austin. You mentioned Rome Wilson. And then they have Freiermuth. We all know Donald Parham got hurt. if the Steelers really want to go all in and pull that trade for Jonnu Smith or do something crazy and go get Kyle Pitts, then I could really maybe, I'm not a big Kyle Pitts believer, but then that's to your point, that's them going all in. And that defense, certainly, they draft Eric Harmon. You're trying to sign T.J. Watt. You still have, we'll get to it maybe a little bit later, but Peyton Wilson on potential breakout year at the linebacker spot, for the Steelers. So I think I'll put it this way. It's a better team than the Jets.
I tell you what, the Kyle Pitts thing is interesting because Brock Bowers is who everybody thought Kyle Pitts was supposed to be.
That's a good one.
And
I like that.
I don't know. Would you say that Kyle Pitts is a bust?
It's like it's hard. Here's my thing on Kyle Pitts. Whenever I hear the word tweener or they don't have a position, and I think a lot of that with basketball. Remember Thomas Robinson? Remember when he was coming out the same year the Cavs drafted? We were taking Kyrie, but there was Tristan Thompson. Everybody's talking about Thomas Robinson. They're like, oh, well, he doesn't really have a position. I go, that's not good. I go, what do you mean? They go, well, he's not quite tall enough for a power forward, but he's too big to play small forward. And I was like, I don't like that. Give me a position. And everybody said that about Kyle Pitts. They go, he's as big as a tight end, but man, he moves like a wide receiver. I go, well, which one is he? I'm like, well, he's a unicorn. He'll do it all. And I was like, I think you're doing him a disservice. And obviously, he's a tight end. That's what she's going to have to do in the NFL. But I also think he's one of those guys that was just so physically gifted. You get to the NFL, it's like, dude, everybody here is physically gifted.
Yeah.
You can't just run away from guys. You got to be crisp on all that. A bust, yeah, I think he is, and it sucks because I wanted to believe in it.
I did too.
Check my fantasy teams.
He had me fooled.
Dude, check my fantasy teams, man. I traded for Kyle Pitts in one league. I traded him.
Listen,
I got rid
the
of him.
only time I had Kyle Pitts was his rookie year, where I think he did get 1,000 yards.
He was fine. Yeah, he was fine.
Outside of that, he was one of those guys that I yelled at the entire league year, like, this guy stinks. I will never take him again, and I since then have not taken him again.
It's the same thing you're talking about with Arthur Smith. You got to have somebody that's going to sit there and say, I know what I want to do here, or I know what positions we're going to put him in or try to open him up and things like that. Atlanta's offense has always been really weird to me because I think Bijan, now that they have Bijan Robinson, is he the focal point? I don't think Drake London is that good.
Wow.
And they really, I know. I'm hot takes this morning. I'm just ripping guys for not being that good. I think Drake London's fine. Would I want him as my number one on a team? There's quite a few receivers I would probably take ahead of Drake London, but that's where that opportunity for Pitts now, if he is moved, and it sounds like Atlanta wants him moved, but the Steelers, do you feel like that's a move you do go make now that Rodgers is here? Or do you ride with Freiermuth? Because, again, if they want to go to that two tight end system in Pittsburgh and just try to run the football a lot, they drafted Caleb Johnson. I think that was a nice draft pick for them. I don't know. Rodgers in the fold now, at least they can start planning for some of that and getting ready to go. Because I'll just put it this way, Tyvis, and maybe you're feeling the same way that I'm here. If they're just going to walk out there and think Aaron Rodgers is going to get them 10 wins, they're going to be really, really disappointed on how the season is going to go. He's going to need some help. I'm not saying he can't do it, but he's going to need some help.
It would have been nice to have still had George Pickens in the fold. You had two dynamic wide receivers there. I think the run game is going to be fine. Obviously, as long as that offensive line continue to get better. Because I know they were young. They spent a lot of draft capital and maybe not first round, but second, third, and so forth, where they were taking linemen and trying to develop those guys. So another year in that system, they should be better. The defense is always going to be really good, and that's what's going to help them win game. When Kenny Pickett was there, that's how they were winning a ton of games. I think for Aaron Rodgers, he just got to take care of the football, I don't think that if you want to be successful in Pittsburgh, it's literally just take care of the football and get the ball to your playmakers. I think that's how you be successful as the quarterback in Pittsburgh.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to clip that coming up and a big award heading out to a Columbus Blue Jacket. We'll get to that coming up. T-Bone and Tyvis, back in 2 minutes on The Fan.
Fan Traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and welcome to your Friday. Still no major accidents or delays to report as of right now. So we do want to let you know about the Columbus Arts Festival that is kicking off today at 11 a.m. We have a couple of closed roads over in the downtown area by Cosi. Two big ones here. Washington from Main to Broad Street will be closed. And on the east side of the river, South Civic Center from Broad to Main Street. Just make sure you take note of that if you're heading in today and even this weekend to take part of this family fun activity going on this morning. Broad Street will be a great alternative for a lot of those detours. I'm 10 TV's Brian Albizu with your fan traffic.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
I can't believe they're moving the team to another city.
True, but you'll never forget all the joy they brought into your life.
Joy? They made the playoffs twice in 50 years.
Gosh, those 2 times were pretty great, weren't they?
How would I know? I wasn't even born yet.
Just think of all the free time you'll have on game days.
Those games were the highlight of my week.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Spring showers revealing roofing or siding issues? Trust the pros at Newman Roofing for expert care, white glove service, and quality you can count on. Schedule your estimate today and take advantage of special financing options. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today.
Don't sweat it. Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your air conditioner fast. 1-800-COOLING.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Oh! Listen to that! Son of a... That's unbelievable! Oh my goodness! Holy smoke! Just incredible!
T-Bone and Tyvis present Clip That.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Receive a 100% match when you deposit up to $400 with the Prime Sports Ohio app.
Well, there's only one place to go for Clip That this morning, and I would imagine if you ever play basketball, you hoped at a game winner in a finals game. Tyvis Halliburton did that.
Jumper off the mark, won't go. Rebound, Neesmith. The Pacers with a chance to win it. Final seconds, no fouls to give. Halliburton looking. Halliburton driving, pulls up, jump shot. It's good! It's good! With 3/10 of a second remaining. Timeout, OKC. Tyrese Halliburton does it again.
He's not afraid of the moment. He is the moment. That is what Tyrese Halliburton has been doing all postseason. Taking his time, you give him half a step and knocks it down with .3.
There it was. You heard Richard Jefferson, Mike Breen. It was funny. Tyvis, RJ he talked so much about time. He was like, he would talk about Shea last night. He goes, he takes his time. He takes his time. So, like, when I heard the call, I was like, Richard was just really on guys taking their time last night. And it was a great play from Halliburton. And it starts with the rebound. You know, we're gonna remember the shot, but they got that rebound. It was contested, too, to grab that and get it down there. And to have that, just that want, that will, the understanding, like, I'm going to go down and I'm going to hit this shot and I'm going to win this game in a finals, game one, then a series that everybody thinks we're just going to get smoked in. Like, what a shot. I got to start putting a lot more respect on Tyrese Halliburton.
I can't believe you haven't at this point. Listen, the overrated thing, he really, you remember the Michael Jordan thing? I took that personally.
I took that personally.
He has truly taken that.
That's all I needed.
Personal that people think he's overrated. And I mean, the thing is this, when you're playing the Pacers, like, the only way you're going to beat the Pacers is you got to beat them down. Like, it ain't no, we going to go up 15 points and just cruise for the rest. No. You got to go up 30. You got to go up. If they going to let you go up 15, then you need to go for 30. If you get up 30, then you might be able to take your foot off the gas a little bit. But 20 in the playoffs, it seemed like 20-point leads is nothing. That's in today's NBA, you could go up 20 and that doesn't mean anything. Teams come right back from doing that. I think they beat the Cavs like that actually. So
they beat everybody like that.
Yeah, so if you're going to play the Pacers, you got to make sure that you're ready for the entire game to go as hard as you possibly can, where you're not letting your foot off the gas. And what Tyrese Halliburton has done a great job of doing, he takes teams with them game winners, because you go out there and you play as hard as you can, and yet this man comes down and hits an incredible game-winning shot, and it takes the life out of you. It's so funny because I'm on Twitter, or X, which was a very interesting platform. We might talk about that in Morning Breath yesterday, but on Hoop Central they was talking about Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam after the game, dapping each other up, and they say, let's get greedy, man. We didn't even play well,
right?
And they won. So they got all the confidence in the world, as they should. They got all the confidence that they can come out there and pull this major upset.
And the other part of that, and I know you've probably had games like this, and anybody that even on the lower levels that have played sports out there listening, you know when you watch it happening and you can't stop it. You know, when you I can only imagine like the shock that I kind of had where I'd be screaming at the Thunder going, don't get confident, don't get this game ain't over yet. Like, they know they're going to be able to come back. They believe that. You can't just think that this time will be different, and you're playing in a game or you're a part of it, and you watch it start to slowly slip away. And it's what I always say, it's like quicksand, right? When it starts to slip away, you start squeezing even harder, and that's how much harder it becomes. And then you play tight, and then turnovers, then this, then that. And that's how it kind of goes. And I think that's what happened to the Thunder, which is crazy that that's a team that's had the experiences that they've had this postseason, going up against the Nuggets, being the number one seed, all of that, to fight through and come into a game where, Tyvis, we all would have told them before that game started, like, that is the recipe of success for the Pacers. Don't let it happen, and they still let it happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. If you've seen tape and you followed this playoff, you've seen it happen time and time again. I mean, I want to say that Tyrese Halliburton has hit a game winner in every series he's played this year. I think
close. Yeah, probably.
I know he did it against the Cavs. I know he did it against New York. I can't remember if he did it against Milwaukee. That's the only one that I can't think of.
Well, the stat was about their comebacks where they had against Milwaukee, the Cavs, and then they did it again against the Knicks where they were down double digits with like a minute or something to go. And they did that again. So, yeah, they've been a team of, like, destiny and history. And there are a lot of people this morning waking up going, this team just might be that destined team. Now, the odds have dropped a little bit, but the Thunder are still the favorite to win this series. And I'm sure they're sitting there saying it's just one game. But the Pacers also got to wake up and say, guys, this works. The way we play, it's not perfect, but they overcame – I mean, gosh, what do they have? 18 turnovers, 24 turnovers they had.
It was like 19 in like the first quarter or first half or something.
You're right.
It was ridiculous.
Right. Yep.
They had to settle down. I thought that this game would be boring because of the lack of star power, but it really isn't. Obviously, at the beginning of the game, it was like 1-9 when I first turned in, and I'm like, oh man, here we go. And in halftime, I think it was like a 10, 12-point game at halftime. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe it ain't going to be great. But that second half, man, that was a really, really good game. And it was very entertaining, So, I know people, I feel how they feel about the fact that there is, no LeBron and all of that, no Steph, Kevin Durant, and all those big-name guys. But I think these two guys with SGA and Halliburton, they've given you the type of performances that you want to see. I know SGA with the 38 points and then Tyrese Halliburton with the double-double. I mean, I know he didn't score, but he got the 10 rebounds and obviously hit that big-time game-winning shot at the end. It's still exciting.
Oh, absolutely, and that's the thing. Shea, this was his kind of platform, I think, to get out there and he won the MVP. And Brian Windhorst said this up. He's going for the MLB. He's got the most valuable player. He's trying to win the Larry O'Brien trophy, and then he's also trying to win the Bill Russell trophy, which is the finals MVP. So if you're able to do that, not only just in your career, but to do it in one season, Windy said, he goes, that's Hall of Fame. He goes, that Shea does that this, season and over the next couple of weeks. He's going to the Hall of Fame. So, like, the pressure that I think inherently comes with, like, SGA doesn't come off to me as, like, a guy that worries about that. He seems like he's pretty level-headed and knows what he needs to do and his teammates and stuff like that. But there's still got to be a little part of that lets your mind wander to think about it, of what's in front of you. And then also that pressure to say, yeah, we're facing a team that shouldn't beat us. We're facing a team that everybody thinks that we should beat in 5 or 6 games. Some people even starting with the sweep. Obviously, that's probably not going to happen unless the Pacers sweep the Thunder. I could only imagine what you would have gotten on Prime Sports. You would have gotten sweep for the Pacers.
Let me ask you, seeing the Pacers do this, does it make you feel better about the Cavs? Like, do you look at the
That's a great question.
You look at the Cavs like, all right, maybe they don't need to break up everything. Maybe the Pacers just is because remember after the Pacers beat the Cavs, the narrative was the Cavs are soft. So are you saying OKC is soft? Did you say New York is soft? Because they're doing exactly the same things to them that they did to the Cavs.
I got to tell you, there's nothing that is going to not make me angry about the Cavs losing that series, because I don't want to say I was disrespectful to the Pacers, because I wasn't. And on my weekly show, and you catch me on Twitter, at MattFontaine83, and I do a couple shows different places, and I said this on all of them. I respected the Pacers. I did. I was not somebody that was tooting the horn saying that they're just going to roll through. I said the Cavs are going to win. I felt like the Cavs are going to win, but I said, this is going to be hard. And when they lost that series, I got done with the same thing I feel like this morning. The Cavs lost it. And people are going to yell at me and say that I'm a Tyrese Halliburton hater and that I'm an Indiana Pacers hater and that I'm not giving them their credit. And you're probably right. And I will tell you that. You're probably right. But when I think about how the Cavs fumbled so many opportunities, and I know they were injured, and maybe I need to give credit to the Pacers of stealing Game 2 away from the Cavs the way they did, times it makes me that much more angry, because I sit there and I go, that could have been the Cavs. That should have been the Cavs.
I think that's what a lot of people think. Injury, we'll never know because of the injuries. I thought the Cavs were built to be able to beat them this year, but the injuries obviously played a huge part. And who knows, man? If the Pacers beat OKC, man, that means the Cavs could have won it all. That's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah. I'm the same way. It's just going to bother me on how that played out, but there is an element of kind of giving your flowers to the Indiana Pacers. We got to do that. Recruiting news out, and it's going to make us all feel that much older, because players that we all grew up with and players that we have all known have sons and daughters getting recruited. Big one coming out of Michigan, we'll tell you that, and a major award going to a Columbus Blue Jacket. If you haven't seen the video, you're going to tear up watching it. We'll tell you who. We'll get into it all next. T-Bone and Tyvis right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are noticing a big crash happening right now just west of Dublin this morning. 270 westbound beyond Sawmill Road. 3 right lanes are blocked right now because of that crash. We do have first responders on the scene. A fire truck pulling up not too long ago, but lots of mergers and delays report in that area. I'm 10 TV's Breen Albizu with your fan traffic.
When you shop at Meijer, you can always count on getting a good deal more with your shopping experience. And this week is no different. Earn a $10 coupon when you spend $100 or more in-store now through Saturday. Coupon will be printed at checkout. Then simply redeem your $10 coupon anytime the following week, June 8th through the 14th. Bringing more home for a good deal less. Welcome to the It Pays to Shop at Meijer Good Life. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
We've discovered the perfect morning ritual, the 2 for $6 breakfast sandwich deal at Tim Hortons. Every sandwich is made to order with a freshly cracked egg and melty cheese, just the way breakfast should be. Choose between savory sausage or hickory smoked bacon, served on a toasted English muffin or flaky biscuit. There's no wrong way to mix and match this tasty deal. 2 breakfast sandwiches, just $6. Perfect. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, single item at regular menu price. Modifications and tax extra. Exclusions and additional terms apply.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinder Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting hindermotorcompany.com.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. Spring weather has arrived, and we all know what that brings. Warmer weather and severe storms. Well, when bad weather hits, we all know it can cause leaky roofs or even damage to your siding and gutters. The Roofing Guys are your local experts in roofing, siding, and gutters and more, providing top quality through every roof, every time. So it's just a small repair, full replacement, or even peace of mind. You need to contact my guys, the Roofing Guys, 614-626-7000, or visit them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
Everyone has that one goal, that thing they want to prove, not to other people, but to themselves. Then, right when you think you could actually do it, cancer. And that goal is still within reach. I would know. I'm about to run my first ever marathon with my two best friends. 3 years after having cancer.
At least we look good in these shorts.
Woo! Let's get it, guys. You, keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keep making plans to learn more.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Join now.
Empower. Tim collects bobbleheads. A lot of bobbleheads. Baseball bobbleheads. Race car bobbleheads. Little chihuahua bobbleheads. He's got an entire room strictly for bobbleheads. Does he need them? No. Is his wife mad about it? A little. But Tim works with Empower, and he got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Ooh, horse bobblehead. Classy, Tim. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Get tickets now.
Look, I got a dog.
Ow. To the movie event of the summer.
You sure that's it, though? Yeah.
Rough.
This Memorial Day, the summer starts with Stitch.
Adorable little psychopath.
Disney's Lilo and Stitch, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Now playing only in theaters. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. One of these guys still believes he can play in the NFL. It's T-Bone. He says it's because of his low center of gravity. He's dumb. This is Bone and Tyvis.
Happy Friday here on The Fan. T-Bone and Tyvis, Matt Fontana in for T-Bone. What a week it's been. So much fun. And speaking of football, we have a son of a Heisman Trophy winner, Tyvis. How we're getting old, man. Charles Woodson Jr. Now has an offer to join his dad's alma mater at Michigan. So Woodson Jr. is a 5'11", 160-pound defensive back out of Orlando, and he's only going into his junior year down there at Lake Nona High School. He has other offers from Florida State, Iowa State, Kentucky, Ole Miss, Syracuse, Texas A&M. And yesterday got the big one from the Wolverines, and he's not announced, his commitment or anything like that. Like I said, he's only going into his junior year, so he's got plenty of time to go. But Michigan has extended the offer, and I would imagine that's got a lot to do with it. Or I would imagine there's a strong pull for him to head up to Ann Arbor when his high school career is all said and done.
Oh, yeah. You know how it goes. When you have kids, you always try to offer their kids. It's amazing that, a guy like Marvin Harrison Jr., the Buckeyes were able to get him, with his dad doing so well at Syracuse and things like that. But, I think the latest we've seen is LeVar Arrington's son is going to Penn State, and he's wearing number 11. So we see this all the time where kids go to their dad's alma mater, and it's a lot of weight. It's a lot of pressure to live up to, especially when they're great. Like when you're an all-time great like Charles Woodson, and now you're the son, and you got his name. Oh man, everybody gonna be looking for you to go up there, wear number 2, and try to win the Heisman and things like that. So it's gonna be it's a lot of pressure. I gotta watch his tape to see how good this guy is. I know he plays safety. Obviously, his dad did both play corner and safety in the NFL. So I would imagine he understands the game in a different light, because if your dad is one of the all-time greats, I'm sure he's taught you a thing or two of how to read offenses, how to anticipate certain things. So from a foundation standpoint, he's a great tackler too. I'm sitting here looking at it right now. From a foundation standpoint, he's definitely going to be a solid player. We'll see if he's able to have the career that his dad had. That's big.
Yeah, he's not currently rated in the ESPN rankings, but obviously if he's got offers from other, big-time Power 5 schools, he deserves to kind of be up there, and you kind of take it from there. It's funny. There's been a long-standing thing. On one of the shows I used to do in the past, my co-hosts would make fun of me all the time for this, and actually some still do, Tyvis. I got a rule. My kids cannot go to Michigan.
I said the same thing.
I dislike that school that much.
I don't even know how you say the word. I haven't.
So it's I'm not a Buckeye. So there's people that I know that are Buckeyes, and they're they will not say that word. And
I can't say the word.
That's fine.
I haven't said that word since 2011.
I would imagine that was kind of was that something that when you got there, Urban Meyer was
that's push-ups. You say that word, you're doing some push-ups.
I remember watching it or seeing somebody get thrown out of practice just because they had a blue polo on.
Yeah, he didn't.
Not even that they didn't. It wasn't even Michigan. It was it was just
blue.
A blue polo.
Yeah, or it was either that or he would tell equipment, go get him a shirt.
That's what it was. He told
go get him a shirt because we not having that blue on the sideline. And it was so funny because as a player, we played into it. We would see somebody with a blue shirt and be like, "Hey, coach, over there, he got that blue shirt on." And he'll blow the whistle and be like, "Hey, go get him a shirt."
And I thought about doing it just so I'm like, "Hey, I can get some free swag out of here." I don't know if they made you give the shirt back or not. But it was all my, all the people I ever worked with, they're like, "You're full of it, Matt. What if they got a full ride?" Don't care. I'll pay. They can go somewhere else. What? And what if they're, top of? And I'm not even talking athletics, right? I don't know what my kids are going to do. They could be the best concert composer ever, right? They're the greatest trumpet player to ever walk the face of the earth, and somehow, some way, Michigan's got the best program. We'll find another one. So because what if they got a full ride for athletics? And I go, if they're good enough to get one there, they're good enough to get one somewhere else. And that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do.
I'm not. My daughters, it's not happening. They can't betray me like that. And and you know what? I would do the thing that every parent does. I will say, you know what? It's your decision. You know what?
Yeah.
You do. You can go wherever you want to go. And then they'll come to me and say, "Dad, I finally decided where I want to go to college." And I'll say, "Oh, that's nice. Where you want to go?" And if they said the Wolverines, I would say, "Okay, so I see I got to step in and make this decision for you because that's not happening."
Now we're stepping in. Wanted to shout out Sean Monahan, of course, Columbus Blue Jackets center. Yesterday, if you haven't seen the video, excuse me, it's on social media and it's extremely powerful. Yesterday, Monahan was bestowed the Bill Masterson Memorial Trophy, and he got it from Meredith Goudreau. And the award goes to a hockey player every single year that exemplifies the qualities of perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedication to hockey. And obviously, we all know the tragedy that struck Columbus with Johnny and Matthew passing away before the season. Monahan, who signed with the Jackets to play with his friend, to come back and be a part of that. I just wanted to shout out Tyvis because I watched the video. It's extremely emotional. Sean's wife told him he was getting ready to go for family pictures, so y'all dressed up. Meredith knocks on the door. She has the trophy, and it's just, how the team was able to get through this season, let alone be in the playoff hunt for as long as they were. I was so proud of that team, and I really – this award deserves to go to Sean because, again, he was one of Johnny's best friends. He stood next to Meredith when they were out on the ice. They were together and all this. But I really do think this is a bigger, appreciation of the team, the community. I'm happy that Sean was the recipient because he deserved it. And I know he probably feels like it was part of the bigger community and just how we were able to move past just such a horrible tragedy.
Yeah, this Jackets team was very resilient with being able to do that this year. There were so many emotional things that happened this year that I just don't understand how they were even able to continue to play hockey. From opening night. You get the tribute video. Then they take the face off and they slap the puck to where Johnny would have been standing. And the crowd goes insane over that. Then you get to the stadium series where Meredith walks the team out. Like it's been so many things that's happened this season that I know for a fact that Johnny has looked down and saw just how much this team fought for him, how they've honored him. I know they didn't make the postseason, but, man, they did everything they possibly could to get themselves even in the conversation of being in the postseason, given the circumstances that happened. Everybody kind of wrote them off. Everybody kind of took this season as it was just probably, it was so much that happened that there was no way that this team would be successful. And somehow, some way, these guys kept fighting, and they gave this town and, hockey something to cheer for. And before you knew it, everybody was rooting for them to make the playoffs. And unfortunately, they fell short. But, man, this was such a magical season. And, I think Johnny's definitely proud of that.
Oh, for sure. And again, I'm happy for Sean. I'm happy for the organization. And I can't wait for Jackets hockey for next season because they're making the playoffs next year. I know it. I feel it. And it's going to happen. All right. Hour 2 coming up with us. Contracts around the NFL. Couple, including the AFC North. Players upset trying to get their deals done. We'll discuss it. T-Bone and Tyvis.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are noticing yet another big crash. This one happening just south of Plain City. US 42 closed in both directions, both northbound and southbound at Kilberry Hubbard Road. That is mile marker 22.1 because of this crash. We are seeing some big delays over there. So if you're stepping out the door this morning, a great detour for you. Just take Plain City, Georgesville Road northeast. Depending on where you're going, should save you a little bit of time as you step out the door. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Rates as low as 5.54% APR and a $400 cash bonus when you refinance your auto loan with BMI Federal Credit Union. Visit bmifcu.org/refinance.
Introducing Ice Cream Quakes from UDF. Big chunks of your favorite candies and cookies blended with real hand-dipped UDF ice cream. We'll say that again. Real hand-dipped UDF ice cream. Pick your flavor, pick your mix-ins, or try one of our featured recipes. And get an ice cream quake made the way you want. Real creamy, real chunky, real. Ice Cream Quakes, new from United Dairy Farmers.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a room of rejected mascot memorabilia. Is it real? No one knows. But we do know NJM is proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Everybody today in America is trying to get healthy. I'm doing it, you're doing it. There's people out there everywhere. And most people, they don't feel good. And so when you don't feel good, what do? You go to the doctor, there's pills, there's steroids, there's surgery. You don't want to deal with any of that. You don't want to be put on the shelf. You don't want to put things in your body that you do not enjoy. So here's what you need to do. Go see my friends at QC Kinetics, just like I did. My body was beaten up, so was my dad's. We went to QC Kinetics. They're not into the quick fixes. They're going to go there and they're going to diagnose you and find regenerative treatments with your own body's healing power to help heal that damaged tissue. And so you're going to feel better. You're going to be able to do the things you'll love again, and that's perfect because it's summertime. So listen, they're going to go right to the source of it at the cellular level. So give them a call at 380-208-4544 or go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. They have offices all over Ohio. So go check them out today.
Get Eco.
ECO. Hey, Jerry.
Hey, Aaron. Hey, it's that time of year again.
What time is that?
The time all the air conditioners start breaking down.
Oh, that time. Yep. Every year.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Like a swarm of bees. They all get together in a coordinated effort.
You mean the Queen air conditioner tells them all to break down?
Nah, they just get tuckered out in the heat, Aaron. Can we handle all the calls?
Sure, we have a swarm of highly trained coolness experts standing by.
Get Eco.
ECO. And we have $3.5 million in new service trucks to get them there the day you call.
The same day? Well, what if you don't call until...
We'll come as late as you'll stay up to let us in, same day.
That explains all the revving engines.
It's like a beehive of activity, Jerry.
Do you know I invented that weird Scoopy thing you serve honey with?
You should invent something for ketchup, Jerry. It's America.
Ooh, now that's an idea.
Get Eco.
GetEco.com.
A healthy body needs good food. This summer, the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce is sponsoring Sun Meals, a summer food program where kids eat free. Children under 18 receive healthy meals and no sign-up is required. Locations may be right in your neighborhood. Call 1-866-348-6479 or visit education.ohio.gov/kidseat for meal locations and times. That's education.ohio.gov/kidseat.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. T&Cs apply. Available in app only.
The Roofing Guys are your locally owned, trusted family business right here in Central Ohio. They've been hammering quality and service through the roof for over 25 years, offering professional services in roofing, siding, gutters, and more. Contact them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
This is the next phase in my therapeutic work.
Nicole Kidman returns for the Hulu original 9 Perfect Strangers Season 2.
Breathe in, breathe out.
This is safe?
We take you back to a core trauma. Breathe in, breathe out.
She is manipulating us.
Breathe in, breathe out. Why are you resisting?
Is it too late to get a refund? The all-new season of 9 Perfect Strangers is now streaming on Hulu and Disney+. New episodes Wednesdays.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Buddy Wells. We'll start with baseball. Jose Ramirez had an infield single in the top of the first to extend his on-base streak to 31 games, but that was the only hit that Cleveland could muster against New York starter Max Fried, as the Guardians were blanked by the Yankees 4-0 last night in the Bronx. New York takes 2 out of the 3-game set there. Cleveland will be back at home tonight as they begin a 3-game set against the Houston Astros. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, after an off day on Thursday, the Redlegs will continue their homestand tonight when they begin a 3-game set against the Arizona Diamondbacks. And in Oklahoma City, the comeback kids did it again as the Pacers erased a 15-point fourth-quarter deficit, and Tyrese Halliburton's jumper with 0.3 seconds left in the game gives Indiana the 111-110 win over the Thunder in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. This update is sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy's office at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or check him out online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. Breaking sports news, what happens here on The Fan.
In terms of the Waffle House menu, Tyvis covered and smothered his opponents. Meanwhile, T-Bone is a chunk of hash who's often covered in gravy. I'm not sure what that means either. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Contract's the focal point for several teams. We've talked a lot about Trey Hendrickson down in Cincinnati. He wants a new deal. I think it's going a little bit better for one of his AFC North counterparts and a former Ohio State Buckeye trying to get paid by his team. That sounds like they're off to a rocky start. Never a rocky start here. And T-Bone and Tyvis, Matt Fontaine with you this morning alongside Tyvis Powell. So let's start with the AFC North. Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. This comes out that Eric DeCosta, he's the Ravens general manager, he joined a Be More Baseball podcast. And he discussed and revealed that the Ravens and Lamar Jackson have already discussed and begun introductory conversations regarding a potential contract extension. DeCosta saying, we've had some conversations before the draft, after the draft, and in person last week. I think we're in the introductory sort of stage of looking what an extension might be. I mean, here's the crazy thing, Tyvis. He's only 3 years into the current deal that he just signed. Like, this season coming up, he's got a cap hit of $43 million. He's got a $20 million base salary, 14 signing bonus, the option, like all that. There is a potential out after 2026, but I just think I think it's the greatness of Lamar that they're looking at this in an era where so many teams are saying, dude, you're under contract. Like, you're going to have to play this out. With 2 years remaining on his deal, they're still willing to start the conversation for yet another extension. I mean, I get it. The guy's a 2-time MVP. He is still in the prime of his career. They don't want him going anywhere. You wait, you're going to pay more at the quarterback position, but I really think that speaks to the greatness of Lamar Jackson, that with 2 years left on his deal, he's already getting the Ravens ready to talk about another contract extension.
Well, this is what you got to do. If you're a franchise and organization, this is what you got to do. You got to pay guys early. You say what you want about the Cleveland Browns, but they do this probably one of the best in the league, where they pay guys well before they should because they know they can get them at a cheaper deal. I think Josh Allen just did something similar like that this past season, where they ripped up his contract and gave him a brand new one and gave him more money, things like that. So I think the Ravens are doing this because if they can get it done now, it would be significantly cheaper than if they waited 2 years. 2 years, who knows what the money might be? They might be at $700 million.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me, right?
So right now, it's the best bet is to take that $300 million or whatever it's going to be and just try to pay that now while it's still down there. Because 2 years from now, man, with the cap going up and with these quarterbacks becoming that much more important every year, it's going to be a pretty penny later. The Cincinnati Bengals learned the hard way.
They did, and there is a conversation, I don't know if it's for right now, but about the sustainability of that in the NFL, where, like, I'm just looking at, if nothing changes, let's say Lamar doesn't sign anything, right, and he's just going to play this out. Tyvis, next season, he has a cap hit of $74.5 million. He will account for nearly 1/4 of the entire salary cap for the Baltimore Ravens. So yet again, another reason why Baltimore is probably coming to the table right now and going, okay, what can we do here? And there's all these games that I know the NFL wants to stop, frankly, of signing bonuses and restructures and void years where the players are happy because they're getting their money, they're getting their cash, they're getting it up front. The teams are happy because they can play the game and manipulate the salary cap. As long as you have an owner that's willing to cut checks, sorry, Bengals, and they have the cash up front and they're willing to do it, it makes it a lot easier. But it's just crazy to see where they're going with these quarterbacks. And I don't know if the NFL needs to step in and do something, but if you're getting to a point where one player, and again, it is the quarterback, it's the most important position in sports. I understand all that. But can it really be sustainable if you have one guy on a roster of 50-plus commanding, 25, 30% of your entire salary cap? It's just you're going to feel that in so many other positions.
Yeah, that's why it's always best to try to get one that's under a rookie deal. It's going to be a point where they're not going to be able to afford them anymore, and people are just going to have a quarterback for 4 or 5 years, let them walk, and then have to restart the process over. Yeah, right. I think that coaching is really going to have to take the next step. You're going to really have to get some really solid pieces in place. Like you need a good number one wide receiver. You need a good running game. So that way, if you get a quarterback that's a rookie or one that you got to keep developing every 4 to 5 years, at least the pieces around him is good enough, And I think that you're picking in the first round or the first 2 rounds, You can find a guy in there that can come in and at least get the job done. But you know what? If you got a great defense, which it always comes back to,
somehow, some way,
you get a great defense, you will always have a shot at it every single year. So that's why defense wins championships. I know people don't want to hear that, but it is what it is. But I also think that at some point you need to put a cap on the quarterback's money. And I am one of those people that believes that I want players to get as much money as possible. But when you start to look at some of these roster breakdowns, man, like this dude's making $70 million. The next highest paid guy on the team is making like 20. Like that's ridiculous. Like that $50 million difference, like that's ridiculous. So at some point they might need to cap it. It'll help these teams with these situations.
I got one idea for you. We can send this to Raj. I got an idea, and I want to tell you about Terry McLaurin. He wants a new deal out of Washington as well in just a second. Teams are allowed to designate one contract that doesn't count against their cap. You pick anybody you want. You know, you want to pick Myles Garrett because he's making $40 million because the Browns don't have a quarterback. You can pick that one right now. Go ahead. But for the life of that contract, that has to be the one. So the easy layup would be, Joe Burrow, Lamar, all the quarterbacks, Brock Purdy, and you allow teams, you write this in, that you will still remain a salary cap, and the salary cap would probably drop because of this. But you're allowed to designate one contract for the life of that contract that doesn't count against your salary cap. You still got to pay that player. They still got to get their money. All the other rules.
It would all be quarterbacks, dude.
But it would all be the quarterbacks. And it might actually make things easier because then that's more money to go around for the other guys, and the quarterbacks can just get all theirs. Terry McLaurin wants some money, which this one is so interesting that you finally find your quarterback in Washington. Scary Terry goes off for 1,000 yards and 13 touchdowns last year. He's going into the final year of his contract extension that he signed back in 2022. He left OTAs. I don't know what Washington's doing here, Tyvis, because I think Terry is very clearly a number one, and you finally found Jaden Daniels, and now you have him not showing up to OTAs and some friction as you join as you start the season there. He's got another Ohio State guy, Noah Brown, down there with him, but, like, come on. And I know they got Debo, and that's going to help a lot, but, like, the Commanders, they can't live without Terry McLaurin. I'm just sorry. They just can't.
No, they absolutely need to find a way to pay Scary Terry. I mean, he was literally the safety blanket for Jaden Daniels last year, and he's a big part. I mean, this guy has been getting 1,000 yards, and you've given him no quarterbacks. This is the first year he had a quarterback, and obviously you've seen him be able to take off. So I think he's earned the right to have his money. He's a big pivotal piece of your franchise and what you want to do. I mean, he does things the right way, hard worker. When he was back at Ohio State, I used to hate going against him in the cut drill because I could never stop him from cutting me. So I know that he goes hard. And I feel like he's earned his money. I don't understand what the holdup is. Don't let this derail. You went out and you got Laramie Tunsil. You got Debo Samuel. Don't let this hinder you from being able to take that next step to make it into the Super Bowl.
And listen, Debo is not Terry McLaurin. And it's crazy because some people would say that, but and I like Debo. I got nothing wrong with Debo Samuel. The injuries are piling up. You know, they need Terry McLaurin on that team. And I hope they can find a way to, and like you said, Jaden Daniels still on his rookie deal. You should be able to pay other guys. You should be able to pay some other guys and get it done. So we'll keep our eye on that. He did leave OTAs. He showed up, then he left, and they have their mandatory minicamp coming up on June 10th of next week, so we'll keep an eye out there for Terry McLaurin. High praise from Joe Burrow coming from a Hall of Famers. They sat down to record a special for Netflix. We'll tell you who it was and what they had to say about Joey B. Comes your way next. T-Bone and Tyvis here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, as the rain moves in, we are noticing a lot of crashes out there. The most recent one, 70 westbound, just beyond Wilson Road. If you're heading outside of downtown, that right shoulder is blocked in that area, so take note of that. We're also noticing a major crash, US 42, just south of Plain City. At Kilberry-Hubbard Road, it is closed in both directions. A great detour for you. Take Plain City-Georgesville Road northeast instead. Should save you a little bit of time as you're stepping out the door. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Discover uncompromising quality at a reliable price with Giant Eagle in Market District. Look for signs throughout the store highlighting lower prices. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle. Experience value like never before. Visit Giant Eagle today to see how easy it is to save.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spring is here and it's time to refresh your yard with Ohio Mulch. With 15 convenient locations in Central Ohio, it's easier than ever to get your mulch ready for the season. Need it delivered? No problem. Save $50 on home delivery when you order online. Whether it's mulch, soil, or even stone, we've got your yard covered. Visit OhioMulch.com today and spruce up your garden with the best.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, greener, better.
This summer, elevate your backyard barbecue game with Napoleon Grills from Billiards Plus in Dublin. Experience the power of Napoleon's infrared sizzle zone, reaching up to 1,800 degrees in just 30 seconds for that perfect steakhouse sear. Stay connected with the Napoleon Home app. Monitor up to 3 temperature probes, all from your smartphone. Built to last with premium steel, the grilling season never ends with Napoleon Grills from Billiards Plus. Visit Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin and transform your patio into a gourmet grilling paradise.
I need a small order of sheet metal to repair something in the shop. It's not much, but can you help me out?
At Metal Supermarkets, no order is too small.
Wait, really?
Yep.
What about small home projects?
Yep.
For a car I'm working on?
Yep.
Any kind of metal?
Yep.
Cut to size?
Yep.
With no minimum order?
Yep.
How about 1,000 cut pieces of aluminum flat bar?
Yep. Choose from over 8,000 types, shapes, and grades of metal in any quantity you need. And yes, we're serious. Any metal, any size, ready fast. Locally owned on Wilson Road.
Looking to buy a home? With a 5-1 adjustable rate mortgage from CME Federal Credit Union, you can lock in a low rate starting as low as 5.5% for the first 5 years. Visit CMEFCU.org today to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Guess what? Our ugly faces are on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan and watch all your favorite shows. Laptop, phone, tablet, smart TV, we're everywhere. Bring us in the bedroom with you. Yes, The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
This is the sound of a popular American motorcycle. It's the sound of freedom, the open road, really good times. And this is what it sounds like with a drunk guy in it. How do you like the sound of that? Cops are cracking down on drunk motorcycle riders. If you ride drunk, you will get caught and you will get arrested. Drunk riding. Over the limit, under arrest. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see some spots with showers and thunderstorms this morning. Otherwise, as we go into the day, the chances will be more isolated or pop up in nature. Otherwise, expect cloudy to mostly cloudy skies and highs in the low 80s. Down into the 60s tonight, clearing overnight into Saturday, which looks to be a fantastic day ahead with more sunshine and highs in the upper 70s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
2 men, 1 appendix. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Well, an NFL legend bestowing some nice things to say about Joe Burrow down there in Cincinnati. And I do want to talk to Tyvis about the bigger picture of why. He was Peyton Manning. Why he was talking to Joe Burrow, and if this was something that Tyvis would have done back in the day while he was playing. It's T-Bone and Tyvis right here on The Fan. We'll get to all that coming up, but Tyvis, we were talking about, I can only imagine what it would have been if you would have been placing a wager there on Prime that the Pacers swept the Thunder, not the other way around. But still, I just think it's so much fun when you got the game. Guardians are in action tonight. The Reds are going. It's just so much fun, and you can take advantage of a great offer with our friends at Prime.
Oh, yeah. Prime Sportsbooks Ohio right now is offering a massive welcome deposit match offer. You deposit $400, and they will give you $400 in bonus bets that you can use at any time. They are valid for the entire year. Don't miss out on this offer. It's only for the first-time deposits only and can expire at any time. So hurry and download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit primesportsbook.com to get started. It literally costs less to bet with Prime Sports Ohio. Want to bet? Download Prime Sports Ohio. Now, today, you talked about baseball, but I want to show some love to the WNBA because I feel like people haven't really tuned in. You know, you got Caitlin Clark out with an injury, so, you know, people haven't been paying attention. You know, Paige is down with an injury right now, but there is some really good games that's going on today. Atlanta Dream is one of the teams that people need to watch out for this year. They have been on an absolute heater. They are 5-2. They're taking on the Suns. I actually like them dropping the 9 points. That you could give up the 9. It gives you minus 114 with Ryan Howard, Alicia Gray, Brianna Jones. They are those three, that trio with Brittany Griner, they are unbelievable to watch. And then another game that's going on, LA Sparks versus the Dallas Wings. I told you Paige has been out with an injury, but Kelsey Plum is playing for the Sparks. She's been really balling this year. She's about 20 points, 24 points a game. And then you got her going up against Enrique, who's one of the best scorers in the WNBA. I like the over on that game. The over-under is at 172. That gets you minus 112 on the odds. Additional terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 and older and present in Ohio. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER, and always and forever play responsibly.
Please do. I have friends that yell at me. They go, "Why do you play the under?" They go, "It's not fun." They go, "You don't want people to score. You don't want to watch them go up and down the court and go score." And I'm like, "No, I think it's as much fun to watch miss shots." Maybe there's something wrong with me, Tyvis.
You know what's funny? I had a motto for the past 2 years in the NBA. I called it fade Clay. Anytime Klay Thompson played, I take him on the under.
He touches the ball. You're like, miss. You're like, yes, yes. See, I maintain that playing the under can be just as much fun as the over, but I think it makes me out to be a pessimistic person. So Peyton Manning, who's become this like media conglomerate, he's got the Manning cast, he's got all this other stuff. Well, he actually has a special coming to Netflix. And he goes around, and it's all about the quarterbacks. And I think we kind of live in this era now where you got the F1 documentary that everyone talks about. You got Full Swing with the golf. There's a tennis one out there now. And you've had this with these position groups of the wide receivers and the quarterbacks. So Peyton was down in Cincinnati talking to Joe Burrow and interviewing him and talking about it. And Manning said of Joe, he's an incredible quarterback. He's fun to watch. He's exciting when the ball in his hands, and the game is never over. He's calm. He's collected. He doesn't sweat out there on the field, off the field. He's very authentic. And, you know, I think it's certainly there's a part of it if, you know, he's there filming for this quarterback documentary. It's Joe Burrow. It's Jared Goff and Kirk Cousins last season. And, you know, they're back again to do it coming up here. But, like, I get that Peyton is there and he's filming these things for Joe Burrow, so he's going to say nice things about him. But I just there's a level of respect there that I think is so great of the prior generation, because it'd be easy to shut this stuff down and go, these guys weren't as good as I was, or
it's always going to be a little bit of that.
There's always going to be a little bit of that.
I mean, that's going on right now with the corner situation. Like, corners in the NFL today, like, some of the guys that played before aren't really that big of fans of guys that's playing now. You know, I mean, you just seen Deion and Asante Samuel getting into it. Yeah. Then you got other guys. Asante Samuel took a jab at Jalen Ramsey like a year or two ago because of the interception things, and the corner position is very delicate because it's a different standard, man. Like, and I understand it because I was in it when obviously I played with the Richard Shermans and all of those guys, and you know. I played with corners that literally from a week-to-week basis, literally gave up nothing. Like, they were very stingy. And nowadays, you turn it on, and some of the best corners in the league, they'll have a good game, and then the next week they'll get bombed and give up 150 yards. To where the era that I remember, the Richard Shermans, the Champ Baileys, Charles Woodsons, all of those guys, like, they would go a year. Darrell Revis, they would go a year where they wouldn't give up anything for the entire year. And it's just a different game. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that things are different. The game has advanced, especially at the wide receiver position. But, man, to be considered one of the best or the greatest in today's sport or as a corner, it's really, the standards is different.
No, 100%. You're talking about that. Nnamdi Asomugha was my guy. I was a big Nnamdi Asomugha guy.
Yeah, that was my guy, too.
But, it was funny. I saw a list that somebody put out of the most penalized players from last year. Pat Surtain was up on that list, and that guy just won Defensive Player of the Year. So it's like, it's hard to play it at with all the penalties. I think kind of like you were saying, Tyvis, like, it's driven for offense. They want the quarterbacks to be protected. They want points put up. I think it's completely out of hand with some of the DPI and some of the defensive holding. And I know there's been some push to make defensive holding not an automatic first down. It's just it's like the NBA now, right? Where the analytics, I'm going to use that for lack of a better term, but like, they're telling you you're better off shooting threes. You're better off shooting 6 threes and making 2 versus making 3 shots of 2 and all that. The NFL is telling you what? You're better off throwing the football. Because you're either going to complete it, or if you don't, you're going to get a penalty. You're going to pick up a first down. You're just going to march your way down the field. It's just the NFL is so set up that if you're not throwing it 35 times a game, like, you're actually just going to be at a deficiency to the rest of the league because that's what they're going to do. And they're just, I was going to say free throw merchant. Everybody's freaking out about that with Shea, but like, no, you're becoming penalty merchants out there because all you want to do is make them throw the flag. Tyvis, would you have participated if they came to you and they're like, dude, we're going to do a defensive back documentary and we're going to film this stuff for you the off season, film your family? Like, were you ever on teams that had to do Hard Knocks? No. So like, I guess, like, would that be disruptive? Like, how hard would that be? It's the off season, so they're filming this, so I don't think it's so bad. I just think it's, in today's day and age where everybody's got a brand and all these players are now willing to do more of these things of people getting a little insight to their personal lives. I think it's cool. Like, I think it's fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have no problem with it. I mean, the closest I've gotten to it is Urban had us do something when we were in college. I think when my freshman year for the senior class, he had something going on. And then after we won it all, we had some film people come in and, watch some practices and things like that. So they documented that as well. But for the most part, you try to act like the camera's not there. You go about your life like the camera's not there. And the thing is, you can't allow that to mess up what you got going. Main focus is being great at football. Yes, the camera's nice and all those things. You can enjoy that after the season is over. For me and for all the guys that's doing Hard Knocks and things like that, you need to make sure you keep the main thing, and they're never going to ask you to do something that's out of your hookup. I think they do a really good job of respecting your routine and the things that you have to do. So it's not going to alter your routine or hamper you getting ready for practice or getting ready for a game. And I think they do a really good job with that part.
For sure. And it's also like now with this has become so popular, I think they're actually getting better on the other side of it, of like how to tape this and how to be involved and all that. And Hard Knocks is in an interesting spot right now because I feel like, is it Buffalo this year?
Yes, I think they got it.
So like that is super interesting to me and to see it. And obviously Josh Allen just got married to Haley Steinfeld, so I think that'll bring an audience in. But I felt like they were searching there for a little bit for Hard Knocks to try to find that balance because I watch it every year because I'm a football fan, and some of it is good. And I'm trying to say this not even biased. Like, Tyvis, since the Browns won, I don't know if there's been one that's been able. Like, that one was so – you had Baker. You had the drama if he's going to start and play or not. Like, there was just so much involved with that. All these other ones have been kind of falling short. So I think they're trying to find a way with it. And I think the future might be, like, kind of these off-season, inside kind of lives of some of these players. I've never done this. It's my first Friday on the show. We have to ask Tyvis. I got a question for him. You could jump on the YouTube chat. Head over to 971 The Fan on YouTube.
Baby.
You could drop them on Twitter. I'm at MattFontaine83. Get them over to Bodie as well, and we'll get questions for Ask Tyvis. Today is a national day, Tyvis.
I know.
So I'm going to ask you a question in the spirit of today's national day. We'll get to that in just 2 minutes. It's T-Bone and Tyvis.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Friday. Still noticing a big crash happening just west of Dublin. 270 westbound, just beyond Sawmill Road. 3 right lanes still blocked at this hour. 6 miles per hour, too, we're reporting for your drive time. So lots of delays. Even taking a look at our traffic cams. 270 at Dublin Road. Very bumper to bumper back there as people are merging into one lane this morning. Make sure to take it nice and easy as you head out the door this morning. Be safe. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
You've probably heard of speed dating, but what if there was something similar for hiring, especially if you're running a growing business? There is Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You can post your job today and talk to interested qualified candidates tomorrow. Simply select a time, and Zip Intro finds and schedules qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you'd like to connect with and meet and greet people through back-to-back video calls starting as soon as the next day. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as, that's 888-665-0696.
He shoots, he scores! It's a great time of year to be a fan, but the fun stops when you or a loved one can't control your gambling. Maryhaven is here to help with in-person, virtual, and group options. Learn more at maryhaven.com.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing, 614-NEW-ROOF, newmanroofing.com.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Get to know your resident national champion. It's time for Ask Tyvis Anything.
I'm super excited. Bodie's got a question. I got a question. Get on that YouTube chat at 971 The Fan. You can also hit us up on Twitter if you'd like. I'm at MattFontana83. Of course, you can follow Tyvis on Twitter as well at 1Tyvis. But send the question. I'm going to ask Tyvis. So send it to me, send it to Bodie, and we will get it to Tyvis Powell on our Ask Tyvis segment. And I got the YouTube chat pulled up right now.
As long as they don't ask me about what my social security number is and my banking information is, I'll answer the question.
What do you mean? It's Bitcoin. It's fine. It's fine. It's just Bitcoin. Well, there's the Ask Tyvis segment. I was going to tell. I'll tell you the story later about how my wife and I had our savings cleaned out one time.
See?
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens. Tyvis, today is National Donut Day. Bodie, you're in on this too because I know you're a donut guy. You get one donut forever. You can either pick a place, like if you want to say, I'm going to Krispy Kreme, or I'm more interested your style of donut.
I am a Krispy Kreme guy.
Okay.
And I am a strawberry glazed guy.
With sprinkles?
With sprinkles, yes.
You and my son.
Strawberry.
That's all that kid loves. That's all he loves. It's great. I love it too. I would go glazed with I'm fine with just glazed and sprinkles.
I mean, well, if it's hot and ready and it's the glaze, I would take the whole box of that. But if you asking me to pick one donut, I would want a fresh strawberry glaze with sprinkled donut. That to me is really, really, really refreshing.
Have you celebrated the day, Bodie, on National Donut Day yet?
I have not. No, guys,
okay,
not yet. Maybe we'll get to that after the show. But yeah, I'm kind of heading down the same path as Tyvis. Just give me the chocolate glaze, though.
I'll do a little jelly-filled from time to time. I mean, really? Really?
No. When this it throw me off, man.
Really?
It does. Because
good. Any filling or just strawberry?
Any filling. It just throws me off.
The custard is good, too. I mean, you're from Cleveland. You know about Punchkis. Everybody loves those for Fat Tuesday. But it's just a giant. It literally is just a giant jelly-filled donut. But I would tell you this: the only donut I don't like is just that straight sugar donut. You know, the one where it's like, it's not even powdered sugar.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
What I'm talking about?
I can get off. I'm with you on that too, Matt.
That one's like, listen, I know I'm about to ingest a sugar bomb as is. I'd like to try to hide it a little bit better than that, and do it. But yeah, chocolate, custard filled, whipped cream. It's all good. The old fashions. It is what it. So you said Krispy Kreme, Bodie. Same thing, Krispy Kreme for you?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, we have a place up here. It's just a Lakewood donut pantry. And I tell you, man, there's some of the donuts. And also, you guys don't drink coffee.
Nope.
Some of the best coffee you could ever get is at a donut shop. Because I think it fuses in. Somehow I think the sugar makes its way from the donuts over into the coffee. It can't be beat. All right, I head over to the YouTube channel. AJ Hawks Tua, love that. Tyvis, what's your all-time favorite Buckeye uniform pattern? And he said his buddy has a game-worn Gothic pattern jersey. You guys had a lot of cool ones. What was your favorite one of all your
The one that I hated the most, at first I loved it, was the all black, but then I had the worst game of my career in that jersey, so I despise it. But ironically, the all whites that we wore in 2013 against the team up north when I had the game-winning pick, that uniform, every time I wore that uniform, I had a pick. So therefore, I love those all-white Nike Combat ones that we wore in 2013. I think we wore them again in 2014 against Penn State for their whiteout, which is funny. We wore all white to their whiteout. Yeah, so it was a good time.
We got donuts. Rusty Roder says, all donuts taste the same. Probably, Tyvis. And then Andrew, I actually have had this Der Dutchman's chocolate-covered Long John. I actually have had one of those. Der Dutchman was a sponsor at my old place, and they would bring up cookies and stuff all the time. It's so good. Another question on the YouTube chat here, and again, this is the Ask Tyvis. Logan wants to know, what's your all-time favorite golf course? I don't know if this is an inside joke. Do you golf? I have no idea.
You know I don't golf.
Oh, okay.
The only golf course that I've been to where the club is probably still in the water is the New Albany Country Club.
I'm assuming it was. No, wait. Was it thrown in anger or was it during a shot?
You've never seen the video of me throwing the golf club in the water? Oh, I gotta send it to you.
Send it to me, please. All right. I'm assuming it was anger then. It was not like I let go of the club.
No, the story is I have never golfed before, and I was telling the people there, well, it's Bobby's fault. It's Bobby Carpenter's fault because I told Bobby that I couldn't golf, but Bobby wanted me to come do his celebrity charity event.
Sure.
So I said, all right. He was like, don't worry about it. You ain't got to golf. He said, just be there and network. I said, perfect. I could do that with the best of them. So they put me at a hole, and I had to stand there, and they said, if somebody pays for you to golf with them, then you have to swing the club.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, this is for Nationwide Children's Hospital, so I did it for the kids, man.
Yeah,
this was all for the kids. And somebody, I sure enough, I told them I never golfed before. I said I never golfed before, so I shouldn't golf. And they was like, no, you have to, and we have to record it. So we recorded it. My first swing on the golf course, the club flew out my hand and went into the water. Yeah, it was.
Whose club was it?
It was one of the golfers. It wasn't even my club. That makes it even worse.
That's all right.
It's Bobby's fault.
It is Bobby's fault. That's fine. I'll give you that. There is a rule because, like, I am a golfer. And when people ask you, like, hey, can I borrow your club? And I usually never do it because, like, they either break it. Yeah, it's weird. Like, my brother's sure. My dad's sure. You want to grab a club out, fine. But, like, yeah, I've been paired up with people before. And they go, oh, that's a really nice club. Can I hit it? And I'm like, no, you cannot. Absolutely not. But it was for the kids. And we blame Bobby on that one. Bodie, you got a question over there for Tyvis?
I do. I've got one on Twitter here. Let me get it pulled back up real quick. This one comes in from George. Has Tyrese Halliburton become the new Robert Horry, a.k.a. Big Shot Bob? You may have to explain who he is to the younger listeners.
They don't know who first of all, I don't care how old or young you know who Big Shot Bob is.
Yes. Yeah. Probably a little disrespectful to Halliburton, though. Halliburton's the best player on this maybe championship team, right, Tyvis, where Horry was never considered that, but nevertheless.
Right. All I remember is that it was a game with the Lakers where Kobe took a shot, tried to end it. He couldn't do it. Shaq got the rebound, tried to go up, couldn't do it. They tapped it out to Big Shot Bob. Bang. So that's all I know. Robert Horry came through. But I tell you what, Tyrese, He definitely, in the closing seconds right now, he is the most scariest guy in the NBA because he does not miss. It's crazy.
And I think, Bodie, I think you're right about Ori, where I think Halliburton's better. No offense, but you just got it to Ori to hit a big shot, but during the game, you didn't go to it. I guess that's maybe one of my criticisms of Tyrese Halliburton, where to your point earlier, Tyvis, he didn't score 20 in that game. Now, he hit the shot and they won, and I shouldn't complain about that, and he was doing other things, but to be that elite, the conversation's going to be had about him facing the league, this rivalry with Shea. Shea shows up, and I know he does every single night. Now, his team lost. He went off for 38, and they still lost. There's got to be that balance of it there. But I think that's kind of the problem maybe with how people are going to view this Pacers team. Probably the problem I have viewing this Pacers team is they don't do the things that maybe other teams do where they have all these scoring and all these stars. And, last year they were a team that would put up 140 on you, but they would play no defense and things like that. And they've kind of shifted and changed how they need to do it, where you look at the Thunder and you're like, man, Shea could go for 40 any night. They got a 7-foot guy that shoots threes.
Mm-hmm.
They got Jalen Williams, who's electric. They have all that. They're more of the model that the NBA is in right now. And then you got this Pacers team that goes, well, we'll go the other way on you.
I tell you,
kind of do this the other way here on you. And that they have more, and I think they have star players, but they really do have 5 guys that can fill it up for you on any given night. And then
they got the bench players too that come in. Benedict Mathurin to come in, Obi Toppin, T.J. McConnell. They just got guys that come in and make plays. I tell you what, if you're a betting person, I do say this before this series is over. Tyrese Halliburton will drop a triple-double in one of these games.
So what you're telling me is I should get to Prime.
Yep, you should bet it on Prime Sport. Just put a triple-double. Put a couple. I ain't telling you to bet the house on it. It's like a $5 bet.
But your odds would tell you, just if you're feeling it, it's going to be a game. If I bet a little on every game to do it, then eventually
think of it. Last night he had, 14, 10, and 6?
Yeah.
And usually he gets way more assists than just 6. So,
right.
Yeah, it's going to happen eventually.
I'm feeling it. All right, I do want to dive back into the NBA conversation following Game 1 last night where the Pacers kind of shock everything. I want to revisit the schedule. We got to wait till Sunday now. We had an electric game last night. You got to wait for it. And what it might mean if the Pacers end up taking down the Thunder. Is that good or bad for the NBA? We'll talk about it all coming up. T-Bone and Tyvis here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, we are noticing a lot of crashes for your Friday commute. The newest one, 315 northbound, just beyond Bethel Road here. This is just south of Worthington. A left lane is blocked as of right now. Some delays in that area. We are so closely monitoring another crash, the 70 westbound beyond Wilson Road. This is by Hilltop on the west side of the downtown area. The right shoulder is still blocked at this moment here. Make sure to take it nice and easy on the roads as we still notice this rain coming into our area. I'm 10 TV's Brian Albizu with your fan traffic.
This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, where our erectile dysfunction treatments are shown to be effective in nearly 90% of cases. Listen to what Alex has to say about our ED treatments.
I have been experiencing problems with ED, but that's all changed. My name's Alex, and I've been a patient for Tri-State Men's Health for under a year. I highly recommend this. Every day I wake up feeling good compared to I was back in the old days. It changed. It's more exciting. I don't have a problem with ED anymore. I'm having a lot more fun. I was very comfortable. I was always comfortable in any conversation I had with Tri-State Men's Health. I just want to let gentlemen out there know that you do not have to live with ED, that it is not just an aging process. It is also hormonal and balance and everything in your system. And once you get that under control and everything, you do go back to your youth a lot in how you feel.
Thanks, Alex. It's true. If you're like most men, we'll help you get your sex life back. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Stay hydrated. It's hot out there. So my teenage son just went out in sweatpants and a hoodie. It's 98 degrees. At least I know he'll be cool in our house, thanks to Atlas Butler. If something goes wrong, they'll fix it within 24 hours. They call it their comfort pledge. Get too hot?
My phone.
Oh, your phone. Should've known.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Hey there,
there, friends. Bo Bishop here, and so are the summer savings at RCD RV. Don't miss RCD RV's summer kickoff sale running June 7th through the 21st. New RVs starting as low as $12,995. Now's the time to make a splash this summer. Hurry in. Those deals will not last long. Find unbeatable savings, unforgettable fun, and everything you need to hit the road at RCDRV.com. Visit our locations, Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala, or shop online anytime at RCDRV.com.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't let bad feet stop you from being active and getting healthy this year. Trade in your bad feet for good feet at the Good Feet store.
This is Corey Sickles with Safe Harbor Wealth Advisors. Loads and fees erode your retirement savings. Let us show you how to protect your nest egg. Visit safeharboroh.com to schedule a complimentary meeting. safeharboroh.com.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free Samsung 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Much like a vampire, we need to be invited into your house. But once we're in, we never leave. Listen to The Fan on your Alexa or Google Home smart speaker. Just say play 97.1 The Fan and prepare to be amazed. Do it now.
With Progressive customer service, there are lots of ways to connect with us, so you never have to miss a second of your favorite sport. Because you'd much rather watch a ball go through a net 124 times in 48 minutes when you don't really have to pay attention until the last two, and then somehow those 2 minutes will take an hour. You don't want to miss all of that. Luckily, you can chat with Progressive on our app, online, or over the phone without missing a single one of those times the ball goes through the metal circle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
It's time. Time for the pro to get everything for the entire job, all from one partner. To get access to over 3 million products, including many products you won't find in our stores. It's time to get delivery on your schedule or next day on over 50,000 products. And time to get dedicated support on the job site or in our stores. From ordering to planning, we've got you. One partner, any job, all in. Ask about all we can now do at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Patriot Air Comfort Systems and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
When Tyvis looks at Bone, he sees the future. Bald, fat, white. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Matt Fontana in for T-Bone this week. T-Bone and Tyvis right here on The Fan. You can check out the YouTube side of things, 971 The Fan. Also got our questions still coming in on Twitter on the side, at Matt Fontana 83 and Tyvis scores at 1. Tyvis, last night, Pacers pull it out. Tyrese Halliburton hits another game winner. It's 111-110. Tyvis, why do I have to wait till Sunday now for game 2? Like, what? They were off all week. I lost all the momentum coming out of the Eastern and Western Conference Finals. They play last night. It's electricity. Frankly, I wish they were playing tonight. They're not, and they're not even playing tomorrow. They're playing on Sunday.
They trying to give them the proper rest, in between these games. I guess that's kind of their thought behind it. And they want to drag it out. I mean, listen, once this is done, like, they're done. And I guess the NBA draft is after that, but their season is over. Nobody's really going to talk about the NBA anymore. So I think they're trying to stretch this thing out for as long as possible and get and make as much money from marketing as they can.
Well, and the thing is, they set the schedule for the NBA Finals months in advance. They don't care who's playing. It is with the TV networks, with everything else. They got it set in stone. And I get that there's got to be travel days and all that. But here's the schedule on the way out from here. So they play last night. Game 2 is Sunday. Then they have another 3 days off to make that excruciating, terrible trip from Oklahoma City to Indianapolis, which is just, I don't know how they make it terrible. It's like a 2-hour flight. All right, so they go Sunday. They don't play till Wednesday. Then they do play Wednesday to Friday. but then another 3 days off, then another 3 days off, then another 3 days off, because game 1 was on June 5th. This goes 7, Tyvis, and won't be done till the 22nd. They truly wanted to try to take up the entire month of June. I don't understand it. I'm telling the NBA, I'm telling Adam Silver, like, as a fan, I'm already entering a finals that I had questions about. Now, last night was electric, and it was awesome. Okay, great. Good news. You have turned my tide a little bit here. You have made me a little more interested than I might have been in the past. I got to wait till Sunday now. And you're going to drown out any little bit of recourse that you had from me about getting back into this series. And you mentioned a good point about, I get that they want the rest, but Aaron Gordon, just a couple of weeks ago, after Denver got eliminated, he's sitting there complaining, going, there's not enough rest in the first couple of rounds. Because that's just rapid fire and going. How they sprint to get here and then just drag this.
You gotta give them some type of incentive for making it there,
Yeah.
And the incentive is we're gonna make sure that you are properly rested. We're gonna make sure that there is no excuse for you not to be able to perform and give us a good product game to game. If every other day, all right, maybe that's you might still be winded. But if you give them a couple of days in between, they get their legs back, they get their wind back. They should be able to put up, and that's what it's about, putting up a good product for the finals. So I think the NBA is correct with doing what they're doing. I have no issue with it. It does suck a little bit that you got to wait till Sunday, especially when the game was this good, that people are on the edge of their seats and they want to see, how does OKC respond? Can they respond? Can the Pacers keep this up? But I tell you what, the one thing that I think about this finals is, if I am the NBA, I am rooting hard for OKC. And the reason I say that is because if the Pacers win, the regular season is already viewed as meaningless. It would be even more meaningless if Pacers win. And then on top of that, all of those advanced stats where the Cavs had the second best offensive rating in the history of the game, or the OKC Thunder have the best defensive rating in the history of the game. All that goes out the window. Nobody will ever care about that again because it did not result in the title.
It was so funny. I was just looking at that because right underneath the schedule that we ran through were the regular season standings. The Pacers finished 14 games behind the Cavs in the Central. The NBA Central Division. I know nobody cares about the divisions in basketball, but they were 14 games behind the Cavs. Oklahoma City won almost 20 more regular season games than the Indiana Pacers. Pacers are up 1 in the NBA Finals on them. You're right, and that's. I get that there's the big days, Christmas and MLK Day, that everybody gets ready to go for big games, and I think as being Cavs fans, enjoying on a Thursday night, you're in the Garden and you're facing the Celtics, that's a big game. But it's just such a long season to get here and then just continue to make it that much longer. Is hard for kind of the average fan. And again, like I keep saying about the Pacers and the Thunder in this, I sit here and I just have so many questions about how this series was going to go, how interested I am, and they got me. They got me. They got me on game 1, where I was like, "This is awesome! This is so much fun to watch this." But
you don't miss LeBron, Steph, and Kevin Durant at all.
I do think that's bad for the NBA. I think that's bad for the NBA that they don't have a little consistency. I'm fine with some turnover in there, and that's what this whole collective bargaining agreement was based on. They didn't want dynasties anymore. They didn't want the Lakers who won 3 out of 4. They didn't want the Warriors who won 3 out of 4. They didn't want all these teams doing this, and I think they overcorrected a problem. I will admit, sure, was it fun to, again, Cavs fan, but was it fun to watch the Cavs and the Warriors for 4 straight years in the finals? Was it fun to watch the Miami Heat go to 4?
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, even when Miami was in 4 straight, I was rooting the hell against the Heat. I didn't want them to win anything, So I became a fan of the Mavericks, and I became a fan of the Spurs and all the teams that they had to play. So I think some consistency helps. And just on the growth of the game, Tyvis, it'd probably be good if Jokic was there. It'd probably be good if, Jason Tatum was there. But here comes Shea. And Shea is going to be a star, I think, in this league. He already is.
Yeah.
But now here is his platform. But could you imagine if Shea doesn't go back to the finals for another 5 years? Could you imagine if we don't see Jokic back in the finals in the next 5 years? Giannis, like all these, I feel like they're missing the opportunity to build these guys up.
Talk to me about my boy Giannis right now.
I know.
My
He's
boy
going to get
Giannis
out of there. He'll be fine.
Gosh, he can't.
You going to buy a Raptors jersey when he gets up there?
I hope he does. He better not go to no Raptors, man.
What's wrong with the Raptors?
What's right with the Raptors?
Scotty Barnes is fine.
Man, listen, that's
Where's he going to go?
He needs to go somewhere. They got to treat him like Dwight Howard with the Orlando Magic. He needs 4 shooters around him and let him just play the big. Whatever team fits that will work. But this whole, he probably ain't gonna leave Milwaukee.
I actually really think he is gonna leave Milwaukee.
You think he gonna leave?
Yeah, and that's the problem is that they.
That's another jersey of mine that will become a throwback if he decides to leave.
I mean, a lot of people up there, and it's sad because, he's again. Here's the NBA. I don't want to say stifling this because it has nothing to do with the collective bargaining agreement. It just has to do with the fact they never put good players. I mean, again, they won a championship, but failing to continue to put good players around him. But you drafted this guy, you developed him. He wasn't the first overall pick or anything like that. And it's still going to end up he doesn't play basketball for your team anymore. Now, it's their fault, I think, because I think they got a little, I think they got fat after the championship. And they're like, yep, this is good enough. This is fine. We'll just run this back. It's good. It's actually, it's a parallel to what I don't want the Cavs to do. Let's say they're saying, oh, this is good enough. This is fine. No, when you have a star player on your team, and this is why LeBron, I think, is so great in a lot of areas, LeBron never let any team that he's ever been on take their foot off the gas. Now, sometimes it didn't work, and sometimes they made bad trades, but you can't deny the guy for trying. You can't deny the guy that he always pushed teams to say, we are not just going to rest on our laurels here. We're not just going to say this is good enough. We're always going to be pushing that envelope. And that's what I think failed Milwaukee with Giannis. And the same thing when you look at some of these teams. I'm not trying to wish Shea to leave Oklahoma City, but yeah, you're in a great run right now. You're doing well. But and again, what did they do? They went out there. They said, that's not good enough. Go get Hartenstein. Go get Alex Caruso. And now they're in the finals with a chance to go win a championship. So that's how you got to keep it going. All right, hour 3 upon us coming up here. Aaron Rodgers officially going to Pittsburgh. I'm excited to do this. The winners and losers of Aaron Rodgers signing with the Steelers. That comes your way next. T-Bone and Tyvis right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Friday. Lots of crashes out on the roads as we notice this rain heading into our area. 670 westbound ramp to the 71 southbound area. Lane closures there. This is just northeast of the city by Fort Hayes Park over there. We are noticing another crash. This is 70 westbound beyond Hamilton Road, just south of Whitehall. The left shoulder is also blocked out there, causing a little bit of delays, but the road is open and is slowly moving. I'm 10 TV's Brian Albizu with your fan traffic.
Fan traffic is sponsored by RCDRV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com.
When you're ready to sell your car, another reason to choose Hinder Motor Company is the easy, fast, fair, and hassle-free way to sell. This is Justin Hinderer. We pay top dollar for your vehicle, whatever the make or model, and no purchase is necessary. Consider trading and get even more toward your next vehicle. Drive in today and leave with cash or get a great deal. See why it's a pleasure doing business. Just visit HinderMotorCompany.com.
A healthy body needs good food. This summer, the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce is sponsoring Sun Meals, a summer food program where kids eat free. Children under 18 receive healthy meals and no sign-up is required. Locations may be right in your neighborhood. Call 1-866-348-6479 or visit education.ohio.gov/kidseat for meal locations and times. That's education.ohio.gov/kidseat.
We've discovered the perfect morning ritual, the 2 for $6 breakfast sandwich deal at Tim Hortons. Every sandwich is made to order with a freshly cracked egg and melty cheese, just the way breakfast should be. Choose between savory sausage or hickory smoked bacon, served on a toasted English muffin or flaky biscuit. There's no wrong way to mix and match this tasty deal. 2 breakfast sandwiches, just $6. Perfect. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, single item at regular menu price. Modifications and tax extra. Exclusions and additional terms apply.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
When sudden illness or injury strike, Ohio State offers 3 types of urgent care to meet any of your needs. From traditional urgent care to our specialized orthopedic urgent care for activity-related injuries and advanced urgent care for more serious injury and illness. Ohio State's experts treat everything from broken bones to ear infections and colds and flu. When your illness or injury can't wait, the choice is clear.
I think I just wrote the song of the summer. Listen. That's just you drinking a Big Gulp from Speedway. And just 89 cents for any size with Speedy Rewards? That's a hit. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 6/24/25. See app for full terms.
Are you ready for the ultimate entertainment experience? It's all here, only with Spectrum TV Select. Popular apps are included. Disney Plus, Max, Peacock Premium, Paramount Plus, AMC Plus, and more. And live TV for sports, entertainment, and news. Enjoy across your devices no matter when or where you are. Get Spectrum TV Select and start streaming your favorites today. It's all here. Visit spectrum.com/entertainment. Restrictions apply.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling, 1-800-COOLING.
This just in, the NFL schedule has dropped, and you know what that means. It's go time. Adam Schefter here with the Insider Tip. If you're trying to catch your team live this season, Vivid Seats is the move. For the best selection of games and seats, it's time to snap your tickets up now. Vivid Seats has great deals on great seats and the only rewards program in the game. It's no wonder they're the official ticketing partner of ESPN. So don't wait. Head to vividseats.com or download the app and lock in those game days.
Small's here. It's time to turn things up a notch. This summer, don't binge watch shows. Binge s'mores by the campfire. Press pause on the podcast and press play on the warm weather vibes. Here's your chance to win $10,000 for your ultimate summer. What are you waiting for? Take your shot with 5-Hour Energy and make this summer your best summer ever. Visit 5heshot.com for full details and rules and enter today. No purchase necessary. Ends June 30th, 2025.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Buddy Wells. Out of the 48 minutes of Game 1 of the NBA Finals, the Pacers only led for 0.3 seconds. Good for them. It just so happened to be the final 0.3 seconds as Indiana stormed back from down 15 in the final frame, and Tyrese Halliburton's jumper at the buzzer sends the Pacers to the 111-110 win over the Thunder in OKC. They'll play Game 2 on Sunday night. Baseball in the Bronx. The Guardians offense couldn't get much of anything going all night as they fell to the Yankees 4-0. New York takes 2 out of that 3-game series. The Guards will be back home tonight to host the Astros for the first of a 3-game set. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, after an off day on Thursday, the Reds will be back at it tonight as they host the Diamondbacks for the first of a 3-game set there. And following Texas Tech's 4-3 win over Texas last night, those two teams will play a winner-take-all Game 3 tonight in the Women's College World Series. This update is brought to you by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or online at rcdrv.com.
Both of these men love the Browns. Also, both of these men hate the Browns. If you know, you know. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Well, I think we both have a dislike for the Steelers, too. Because if you like the Browns, I don't know too many people that really like the Steelers. And they finally get their quarterback. Aaron Rodgers ends his darkness trade or whatever. I know he had personal things going on, so I hope he's in a better place. I hope he's been able to move past that, and he's going to go join the Pittsburgh Steelers. Really interesting list here of some winners and losers of this move. I'm Matt Fontaine in for T-Bone this week here with Tyvis Powell right here on The Fan. Before we go any further, the race is coming up. Join us for the inaugural 97.1 The Fan, The Race, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center. It's a 5K run and a 1-mile walk happening June 21st at Otterbein University in Westerville. Some of your favorite personalities are going to be there. Tyvis will be there. Common Man, T-Bone, Reezer, they're all going to be there. And 10 TV's Adam King is going to run the race in a suit and a tie. I hope he gets that dry clean when he's done. Every participant will get a finisher's medal, a race shirt, free photos, and awesome gifts from Logan Services and Raising Cane's. The inaugural 97-1 The Fan, the race, presented by the Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, sponsored by Impact Health and Wellness, specializing in regenerative medicine, weight loss, and hormone therapy to help define your wellness goals. Sign up today at 971thefan.com. So now that Rodgers is there, and there's no shock, Tyvis, as we talked about a little earlier in the show, they knew he was going. I'm sure there's a little sigh of relief, but they all assumed he was going to be going to Pittsburgh. So Zach Perales of CBS Sports ran through some winners and some losers in this situation of Aaron Rodgers going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Winner number one, the team themselves. Frankly, they were desperate for Rodgers to sign because they really had no other options moving off of Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. They only had Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson and Will Howard on the roster. They could have gotten crazy and maybe gone and gotten Kirk Cousins, I guess, if needed. But really, the first winner, I think rightly so, Tyvis, is the Steelers, because finally he is there and their plans have played out.
I mean, have they gotten better? Sure. Was it by much? I guess we'll see. You got a quarterback. I think the thing is, when you look at the quarterback position, since Big Ben has left, Ben was the only guy that could run an offense by himself. You thought that Russell showed you that, there is something good about the offense. It just isn't. He just wasn't consistent. He just fell off of a cliff. So hopefully, where Aaron Rodgers, hopefully he can put it together. Maybe not hopefully for a Browns fan, but maybe he can put it together for an entire year. The offense can be adequate. It can be really good. It can be productive if the quarterback continues to play consistently for 17 games. And that, to me, is going to be the challenge.
It is, and I see playmakers there. I think Freiermuth is good. I'm a big fan of DK Metcalf. If Rome Wilson could come back off of the injury, I'm interested to see Caleb Johnson, the Iowa running back that they drafted.
Yeah, Caleb.
I like Jalen Warren a lot. I think they need a lead back, and then they can just get Jalen Warren. He was so effective last year on just ripping off these chunk runs. I think because they were stacking the box against Najee Harris. But if to your point, if Rodgers can get in there and just, you don't even need to be the 4-time MVP. Just get the ball to the guys that you're supposed to, and it'll be just fine. So winner number one on Zach's article are the Pittsburgh Steelers. Tyvis, I'll give you one guess who loser number one on the list is.
The Cleveland Browns?
No, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Because he talks about exactly what you're talking about. He says they are both a winner and a loser for exactly what you're talking about. They had to go beg a 40-year-old quarterback to come play for them. And he graded out as only the number 18 quarterback on PFF last year. And actually, if I don't know how you feel about PFF, I like it as a metric.
They're dead to me.
They're dead. Why? They give you a bad score one year?
No. I think that when I watch a game and I see certain things, and then you go back and later and see the grade that they got, it just don't add up sometimes.
No, I agree with you. And that's where I use it. I enjoy it for the visual aspect of it, to be like, okay, this is kind of what they feel, but it's not Bible to me. I know there are people that are like, no, PFF grade and all that. But just as a one here, Russell Wilson played better last year than Aaron Rodgers did. And even if you want to just slice up some of the stats there on how they do it. And then, as Zach also brings up about the Steelers being losers in this situation, he's only 2 years removed from pretty significant injury. He was injured kind of at the last part of his career there in Green Bay as well. And I think the offensive line is better in Pittsburgh, and they should be able to kind of keep him upright for the most part. But, yeah, you're still facing a guy that when he gets hit, then, he's still 40 years old out there trying to play in the NFL. His health is going to be the biggest part, one of the biggest things for me this year with him in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think that offensive line could keep him protected. That to me, that's because Pittsburgh's line has been up and down. Even when Big Ben was there, the reason he got the name is because he was able to get out of sacks because he was so big. And you need that type of frame of a quarterback to be able to withstand that offensive line. And so hopefully they was able to fix that and give Aaron Rodgers the time that he needs. Or they better run a lot of quick game, get the ball in their playmakers' hands, and let them make plays like that.
And that is what Aaron Rodgers can do. He can be pretty quick getting it out. So, again, winners and losers of the Aaron Rodgers signing in Pittsburgh. Number one winner, the Steelers. Number one loser, the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, another winner is DK Metcalf. He gets traded. He promptly signs a 5-year, $150 million extension. He probably won't play for any other team other than Pittsburgh the rest of his career. Hot take, do you think Aaron Rodgers would be the best quarterback that DK Metcalf had ever played with? And it's like Russ at the end of his time in Seattle. Not overall. But even then, I'd say overall, probably Aaron Rodgers has had a better career than Russ Wilson.
Yeah.
You had the end of Russ. You had Geno, who was fine, and now he comes here with Aaron Rodgers. I think regardless, it's a good move for DK. And I want to get hot takey. Maybe say this might be the best quarterback. I don't think so, though. I'm going to go one of those years with Geno, probably.
I don't know. I think that the thing about Aaron Rodgers is probably the best thrower of the football we've ever seen, as far as flicking his wrist, putting it in the right spot. He is one of the best, if not the best, at doing that. And it's still there. I mean, you think about the times that all the success he had with Devontae Smith. DK is a physical specimen. I mean, this guy, man, you throw the ball in his area. Now, what he need to do is change his diet. He got to let that candy stuff go.
That is insane to me, which I get, because it's like he probably burns 4,000 calories.
He got to let that go. He need to take it serious just 1 year to see if it does make a huge difference in his performance. Because
what is it? He doesn't eat breakfast.
I think he eats breakfast, and then for the rest of the day, he eats candy.
Yeah, he only eats like one real meal a day. And then he's just eating candy all day, but he's also like one of the most jacked human beings that you could ever see in your life. Can I try that diet?
No, don't do it. I don't think it's going to work.
What if I did the donut? What if I flipped that to donuts? I'll only eat once a day.
I tell you what,
I'll go work out all day, and then I'll eat donuts all day.
Meat Sweats in the chat was just telling me earlier today that it's a CBL diet where he says he would go work out, and when he got done working out, he would eat 2 Krispy Kreme donuts.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's thermodynamics. If you're burning more calories than you're taking in, you're going to lose weight. That's how it's going to go. Now, if you want it to just be nothing but Skittles, then so be it. So DK is a winner in this whole thing. Another loser is the Steelers' future quarterback plans, just because you're really not going to be able to solve much of that, And then another loser, I'll jump ahead here on a few, Mason Rudolph and Will Howard. Yeah. Because, we talked about that yesterday, how good it was those guys got some of those reps in minicamp, but, they'll play in training camp, they'll play in the preseason. I don't think Rodgers is going to play in the preseason games, so they'll get that opportunity there, but that's going to stunt their development a little bit, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the other one of just the Steelers. This is a 1-year kind of Band-Aid, but it really doesn't solve the future.
Yeah, no, I think that what's going to have to happen is obviously mandatory minicamp's going to come around. Aaron Rodgers takes those. But as far as the preseason goes, he probably won't play. And you're going to have to use that time to give Will Howard and Mason Rudolph. It's really Will Howard. I think Mason, you kind of know what Mason Rudolph is. He's been in your program.
Yeah. It's a tough Thursday for Mason Rudolph, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Just a lot of things going on for that guy.
But he's been in that organization for many years. They kind of know what they can get. I think he's a guy that if Aaron Rodgers goes down, he can get you through the rest of the season or something like that. But what you really need to know is you got to start developing the Will Howard, because he is the guy that can be the future, and you got him for a really bargain deal. What is it, a 6th-round pick? But with his size and the way he developed in 1 year at Ohio State, if you could continue to progress that and help him get better, and he learns under Aaron Rodgers and learns the nuances of the game, you can have your franchise quarterback right there on your roster. And I think that's something that they should be trying to figure out this year.
All right, we got it. The morning breath. Some stories that we don't like so much. We'll get to those coming up right here. T-Bone and Tyvis, the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are still noticing a couple of crashes out there with all this wet weather we're seeing. Over in Gahanna, 270 northbound, just beyond US 62 East, Johnston Road. That right lane is still blocked right by Easton, that way there. Over to the downtown area, northeast of that area, Fort Hayes Park, close to there. It's the 670 westbound ramp to I-71 southbound. Lane closures, expect some there. We are seeing a lot more slowdowns in that direction. I'm 10 TV's Brian Albizu with your fan traffic.
Everyone has a fave Wendy's Frosty flavor. And when you're choosing from chocolate or vanilla, it's not that hard. But now there's all new Frosty Swirls and Frosty Fusions. So try picking your fave from Oreo Brownie Fusion, Pop-Tarts Strawberry Fusion, Strawberry Swirl, Brownie Batter Swirl, Caramel Swirl, and Caramel Crunch Fusion. Not so easy now, huh? For a fresh way to Frosty, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location. Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group. Pop-Tarts is a trademark of Kellogg North America Co., LLC. Used with permission.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a room of rejected mascot memorabilia. Is it real? No one knows. But we do know NJM is proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Hi, this is Bob Masheter from Dick Masheter Ford. Thank you to all of Central Ohio as we head towards 60 years of doing business in the Buckeye State. Dad opened up in 1967 simply trying to offer a better way to buy a car, and we've been working ever since to serve our neighbors. We have served you through wars, recessions, and even a Chinese virus. Here is to serving you and your kids and your grandkids for the next 60 years, except on Sundays when we're closed, because it's the right thing to do. Still 24/7 at MasheterFord.net. Thanks.
The big focus in America today is on your health, and you're determined to look beyond pills and steroids and surgery to feel your best, right? So I want to talk to the person who is in pain right now. Or maybe it's someone you love. You've done everything they told you to do, and the pain just keeps coming back. Hey, it's Tyvis Powell for QC Kinetics. They are different. These are not quick fixes. This is a revolutionary treatment that works to give your body long-term relief. You'll meet face-to-face with Dr. Aaron Wilkoff and the QC Kinetics medical team. They'll explain how their regenerative treatments take your body's own healing power and helps heal and restore your damaged tissue. These are well-respected protocols that include potent and powerful cellular level treatments. QC Kinetics has helped tens of thousands of people, so many of them right here in Columbus, Ohio. They'd be honored to help you as well. Yes, you can say goodbye to that chronic pain and live your best life. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Don't settle for ordinary this summer when adventure awaits. Make memories that will last forever only at your Columbus Zoo and Aquarium, Central Ohio's family destination for fun. Plan your perfect summer trip at columbuszoo.org.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spring is here and it's time to refresh your yard with Ohio Mulch. With 15 convenient locations in Central Ohio, it's easier than ever to get your mulch ready for the season. Need it delivered? No problem. Save $50 on home delivery when you order online. Whether it's mulch, soil, or even stone, we've got your yard covered. Visit OhioMulch.com today and spruce up your garden with the best.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, cleaner, greener, better.
Morning Juice is now live on YouTube. Join Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Thidoff weekday mornings from 6 to 8.
Just search 971 The Fan to catch the live experience or watch on demand.
The Fan.
Summer is in full swing. If you think you're hot, well, so are your trees. You can help your trees by watering them, especially if they're newly planted. During the hot, dry summer months, your trees could use a water boost. Watering new trees a few times a week will help them survive while they're developing their root system, so don't forget about them. To find out more about watering trees or to find a certified arborist near you, go to treesforohio.org. That's trees, the number 4, ohio.org.
Hi, I'm Josie. My daughter turns 5 today. Blow out the candles. I'm also an Ohio State Highway Patrol trooper. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I can get home to celebrate with my daughter.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Brought to you by ODOT, USDOT, NHTSA, and ODPS.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Make sure you've got the umbrella today, although today's chances of showers and thunderstorms will be a bit more spotty and isolated. We'll see the clouds either cloudy to mostly cloudy. Wouldn't be surprised with peaks of sun and afternoon highs in the low 80s. And then for tonight, down into the 60s, clearing overnight. And into your Saturday, lots more sunshine with our highs in the afternoon in the upper 70s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Tyvis Powell is a legendary Buckeye. T-Bone loves to eat Buckeyes. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
We'll get to the morning breath in just a second. A story that just stinks. And I got one that it was the biggest story of the week because it just stunk, and I think everybody thought it did. But taking another turn, we'll get to that in just a second. Tyvis, Matt Fontaine in for T-Bone, Tyvis Powell this morning here on The Fan. Father's Day right around the corner. And I think about that, about, Tri-State, because you got to be running around grabbing these kids. You got things, you're getting a little bit older. I just thought about that that actually would be like a good Father's Day gift for yourself, is to get right and get back to how you need to be for everyone else around you.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tri-State right now, if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction, stop putting it off. For a limited time, Tri-State Men's Health is offering the first appointment with the provider absolutely free. No strings, no copays, nothing out of pocket. You'll get blood work, a full medical consult by a licensed medical provider, and if medically advised, a test dose, and that is all included in your free appointment. You've been thinking about getting help. You've Googled it. Maybe you even started dialing the number once or twice. This is your sign. Make the call for a limited time, and an appointment with Tri-State Men's Health is free, so you can see what's going on and how to fix it. Tri-State Men's Health has treated thousands of men now, and they're back to enjoying their relationships and feeling confident again. You could be next, but you got to take that step. Free appointment, real results. You got nothing to lose but the problem. Tri-State Men's Health works when the pills and the herbals fails. They have success rates with well over 90%. Some treatments can have you lasting an hour or more. There are 2 locations here in Columbus, one in Hilliard, one in Westerville, the one that I go to. They have an expert staff. And if you're like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. Let's go. Call them today at 800-900-9654 or visit tristatemenshealth.com.
There's one story. It's been stinking all week. It's still, to me, the morning breath.
Sometimes it's better if people just shut up.
Shut up!
It's time for Morning Breath.
All right, guys, the Tom Thibodeau thing, I don't think has kind of dialed down all week. And it comes out yesterday that the Knicks fired Tom Thibodeau. We discussed it a lot. It's been everywhere all week, right? And Tyvis, it's been, I would say, pretty unanimous, right? Of people saying like this was a mistake and this stinks and we don't like it. But then it comes out yesterday that 2 rumored candidates are Mike Brown and Luke Walton. Like, why? What? And trust me,
hey,
Mike Brown.
Don't do Mike Brown like that.
I like Mike Brown. Again, great with the Cavs and former coach of the year. And I think he got a raw deal in Sacramento. I do. But, like, what are we doing? And you say that. I bring this up a lot when people want a player cut or a coach fired. Yeah, man, that's fine. Who you're replacing him with. You want him out of here, that's one thing. That's fine. Somebody needs to coach that team. Somebody's got to play left tackle. Somebody's got to be at second base. Like, okay, you want that guy sent down, fired, cut, whatever, sure. Who are you going to replace him with? And Thibodeau, it's done. I get that he's out of there now, but to go with, our best option here might be, Mike Brown or maybe Luke Walton. Like,
well, I don't think that's their best options. I think there are some coaches out there, like a guy like Chris Quinn, from the Heat, the assistant from the Heat, who thought the Cavs wanted to bring in, and they talked to an interview. James Borrego, I think that's another guy when he was with the Pelicans, obviously he was able to do some things with that terrible roster. You put him with New York, man, I don't know. Maybe things can happen. So there are some guys out there that they can go get. I would not start with Mike Brown or Luke Walton, though. I think they crossed the line with that one. Isn't Luke Walton the coach? Didn't he get all his praise because he was like under Steve Kerr with the Warriors?
He was and obviously he's a former player, so he has that going for him. He had the Lakers job for a little bit, but I think he started out as his coaching career. So yeah, he was with Golden State. Yeah, he was with Golden State.
Didn't at one point Steve Kerr step away and he took over for a little while there?
Yeah,
and
I felt like that was the case.
It might have even been during the 2016 season when they went on. That they won 73 games. Don't quote me on that part, but yeah, I'm pretty sure Steve Kerr stepped away at some point for some health reasons. And
that's right.
And that's where he just got everybody just thought he was the next best thing. And
if the Lakers just could have gotten the Splash Brothers and Draymond, and then Durant after that, they would have been great.
But he went to the Lakers when they had LeBron, Kyle Kuzma, Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle.
I think he might have went. Was he there before LeBron or
no? I think LeBron got there right. They had a lap over there was at least a year. It might only been 1 year.
The first year, I thought, and
that's
then LeBron got hurt in the playoffs, and they ended up losing in the playoffs, or he got hurt at some point of the season. Yeah, and that's when the thing went downhill, and then they traded everybody for Anthony Davis and all that.
Did Kerr hurt his back? Was that what that was when Kerr?
I think you're right on that.
He had to sit down because his back got hurt. And then I remember it now. That's right, because I was like, and he was out for a while. So yeah, Walton did that. Then the Lakers. Then he went straight to the Kings, and then he's been an assistant since. He's with the Cavs, and then I think he did follow JB Bickerstaff up there to Detroit.
So really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he's been there. So it's like I get it. He's a former player. That seems to be like a common threat in the NBA right now.
It hasn't worked out all the way. I mean, I know Jason Kidd is doing well. Chauncey is whatever you want to say.
Sam Cassell got brought up for that Knicks job again, too.
Is Steve Nash on the list?
Oh, Steve Nash. That's Steve Kerr is probably your best example currently of a player that has turned into a really great coach. But yeah,
Udoka's done pretty well with the Celtics.
You're right.
And then Houston. He wasn't a huge player the way some of those other guys were.
But it's funny you bring up Ime Udoka because I think this is an NBA thing. Somebody brought him up for the Knicks job.
No,
and they go, "Why do you think Houston's going to let him go?"
And why would he want to leave Houston? I think they're still on the come up at this point.
If they land like Kevin Durant or somebody, they probably would be the favorites to win it.
I think Houston could be in the Durant sweepstakes though too if it comes to it.
They probably will be.
Could be.
I trade Jalen Green because he don't show up in the postseason.
I'm sure Phoenix will be running to the phones to be like, yeah, well, I guess we'll take him.
That's the thing. Whatever Phoenix gets back, they're going to ask for anything to get. Do you think the Knicks hire a coach first or trade for Kevin Durant first, if they even do?
The Knicks? Yeah. They would probably hire the coach first.
Okay. Well, do you think they get a coach or Kevin Durant first?
I would say coach.
Okay.
Just seems timeline-wise.
From an organization standpoint, that's probably how you should do it. Get the coach first, then trade to see what he...
the players always fire the coaches, though, so maybe you get Durant and see what he wants.
Yeah.
But what is he going to play 2 more years?
Well...
I mean, the injuries have piled. I don't know if Durant's the answer. Like, if they really are that soured on Karl-Anthony Towns and they just have, that's a move I would make. I don't know their cap situation. I don't know their, draft pick thing. But if you just told me that they could start a deal with Karl-Anthony Towns, I think the Suns could do a lot worse, on what they're going to get back. And if you're Durant, you would have a good run at it. I'd get the hell out of the West if I was him.
He need to go back to OKC. He should do the LeBron James.
The reverse LeBron.
And say, you know what? I started my career here. It's always bothered me that I did not finish and get a ring here.
He started in Seattle, though, Tyvis.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You know what I mean.
Right, Supersonics.
And he should go back and get a ring. Now, it would definitely look like him doing the Golden State thing again.
Well, he's never gonna get rid of that though, Tyvis. Like the rest of his career, however you view Kevin Durant, he's gonna be viewed as a guy that just moved around to get rings. I don't think he could change that. Might as well embrace it at this point.
Hey, at least he got something that a lot of people can't say they
Very
didn't,
true.
So.
Very true. And he's going to go to the Hall of Fame for it. And he's a great player. Was a great player, and he's a little older now. That's fine. But, yeah, dude, embrace that. Stop running from it. Embrace it. You are what you are. You jumped a lot of places for rings. People always used to, talk about LeBron with that. And you don't have whatever. Like if I'm Durant, I'd make no bones. I would not be shameful in any way to sit there and say I'm strictly ring chasing at this point. And all I want to do is join a team that is close to getting to the NBA Finals. I think obviously that's Oklahoma City. That's obviously very much. But see, isn't there something sweet about OKC though, to try to win one without him? And then if he wants to come back to go, we're good. We're good.
It would be. They take him back.
You think so?
I think they take. Yeah, because they'd be undeniable if they had him. Like if he was on OKC, like him, SGA, Jalen Williams, like it would be. I don't think nobody would beat them.
For sure, I get it, and we'll see. It's going to be a crazy. I just keep gearing up for this. That there's been a lot of reports. Sham's been all over this. This is going to be a crazy NBA offseason. They think one of the biggest and craziest that we've ever seen. Big stars getting moved, all that. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Well, coming up, underrated potential star. We'll give it for all of the AFC North teams. We'll do the Browns. We'll do the Bengals. One star that might step up, and I disagree with the Browns one, but it is what it is. Comes your way in 2 minutes right here. T-Bone and Tyvis.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there. Well, the rain is not making it any easier for drivers on your Friday commute. 315 northbound by Riverly, just beyond Bethel Road there. The left lane is blocked because of a crash we are noticing. We are noticing a new crash as well over by Prairie Township, just north of that area. 70 eastbound beyond State Route 142. A right shoulder is blocked because of yet another crash. Make sure to take it nice and easy and be safe on the roads this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brian Albizu with your fan traffic.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BODY to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BODY to 321-321. That's BODY to 321-321.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Come into your local AAA Car Care Plus and save $40 on any repair of $150 or more. Only at AAA Car Care Plus locations. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer valid through June 30th. See store for details.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Your home for football, food, and fun. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
NFL offseason well underway. We got mandatory minicamp coming up for a lot of teams next week. We'll be in training camp before you know it. And one of the fun things of the offseason time, so we always grab onto a player. And sometimes it's a rookie, or especially in training camp, there's always the training camp darlings. But guys that need to step up for some of their teams, including some under-the-radar stars. And Tyler Sullivan at CBS Sports went around to all of the AFC, but we'll focus on the AFC North, about a star that could break out for each of these teams this season coming up. So we'll start with the Bengals. And he goes with Myles Murphy, defensive end, 28th overall pick in the 2023 draft. He just had 3 sacks during his rookie year. He didn't have any last year. But Sam Hubbard retires. I don't know what's going to happen with Trey Hendrickson. I don't know. I would assume Trey Hendrickson being out there would help Myles Murphy get some sacks. But I think this is I think that's a wishful one to put Myles Murphy on this list as a breakout star. I think that's more the Bengals would love that to happen. I don't know if it's actually going to happen.
Yeah, I think that in the perfect world, that's what you want to happen, and him get, Shamar Stewart, signs his deal and he gets out there and he be productive, you would want to see those two guys show you some light that, all right, we're comfortable moving off of Trey Hendrickson. It would be remarkable if Murphy goes out there and get double-digit sacks, because then it's like, all right, we could be more at ease with letting Trey Hendrickson walk and we could still have a future. But I don't know, man.
That's tough.
If you are to have Trey Hendrickson on one side, knowing that he's going to command a double team and he's going to wreak havoc, and you only can show 3 sacks,
that's the one, right?
Thinking.
Well, I'll give you the Browns one too, man. It's Cedric Tillman.
Yeah, well.
And I like Cedric Tillman, and I talked myself into him coming out of Tennessee because he had an electric, I think, sophomore year, then came back for his junior year and had an ankle injury. So his stats were down. There was some medical concern, and that allowed him to kind of fall down to where the Browns ended up taking him and in the 3rd round. And I talked myself into it, okay, and I just haven't seen it. Now, it's the same thing in a way, talking about the Bengals with Miles Murphy as Cedric Tillman. They have Trey Hendrickson down there. The Browns have Jerry Jeudy. And Jerry Jeudy is a legitimate number 1 receiver. Is he elite? I think that's debatable. Okay, fine. But to not have anybody behind him, which they really don't. The Browns signed Deontay Johnson, who got cut and released like 4 times last year.
Who also has not reported to camp.
He still ain't there, is it?
Which is hilarious. He better be there next week. I mean, whenever mandatory start, he has to be there. But it's... Yeah, they're out of their mind.
Well, that's the thing. The Browns right now doing their camp, trying to do a 4-man quarterback battle, and Jerry Jeudy's there. They're missing like 4 other receivers that just aren't there. Some are injured, some just didn't show up.
Yeah, I found that out yesterday. We had on the Cleveland show, we had Daniel Oyefusi on. And and he was talking about, he's like, they're throwing to like guys that's wearing like number 31 and 37. I'm like, what? Yeah. I'm like, so how am I supposed to judge these quarterbacks if they're throwing to guys that's that ain't even practice squad guys?
No,
like, what are we talking about
That's
here?
what I'm saying. Like, dude, I think Jeudy is there, thank goodness. Like, he's there, but Deontay Johnson is not.
Tillman's not practicing. Njoku's not there.
David Bell's not there, and Michael Woods is injured.
What are we doing?
Jamari Thrash, Caden Davis.
What are we doing?
That's it. That's what's going on for the Browns.
What's going on, man?
Dude, and they're entering the season with that.
Yeah,
they're entering the season with that,
and they thought that they felt the need to not address that in the draft. It's mind-boggling,
dude. And I think I don't want to say that that's telling you the writing on the wall of what they're trying to do this year, because I do think they're going to try to win games, but they're going to go back to the Kevin Stefanski. You drafted 2 running backs. You're going to run the football. Like, that's what they're going to try to do. Your offensive line is frankly or should be built to run the ball when they're healthy. But whoever wins that quarterback job, to have, even on a good day, Jerry Jeudy and Deontay Johnson be your 1 and your 2, that's a tough sell to me. That is just
if Deontay Johnson goes back to the guy he was in Pittsburgh, okay, you can sell me on that.
It's funny, dude. There's a metric out there. Nobody got more open over the last 2 years than Deontay Johnson. He got open more than anybody else when he's on the field. But it's clear that he had axe to grind, or he had some problems about his usage that led to him. Dude, what do we talk about? Pittsburgh, Mike Tomlin, ding, ding, ding. Time to move off this guy. We're done.
Mm-hmm.
Time to go. And what? He got traded and released like 3 or 4 times last year. I think when the Browns signed Deontay Johnson, they had to have had that conversation with him to sit down and do, what are we doing here? Are you going to try to resume your career, put everything behind you, take advantage of this opportunity? I don't think they would have signed him if that answer was anything but yes, that I'm willing to move forward and do all of that. To Tyvis' point, which is so right, here's a voluntary minicamp that would just probably go a long way to showing the team that decided to sign you and give you this money after their questions that I am all in and that I am invested, and he's not there. I don't get it. And like you said, if he doesn't show up next week when it's mandatory, then there's really going to start having a lot of questions.
He'll be on we'll release him if that's the case.
And the hard part of all of it at the end of the day, there's nobody else. There's nobody else.
No. You got. I mean, it's guys out. You go get like a Keenan Allen. Now you ain't got the money to pay a.
That's
Keenan
a good point. Yeah, that is a good point.
Amari Cooper is still out there.
Still out there.
It's guys that you can Band-Aid this thing for a year, but I don't know how excited they would be to come here. And a guy like Deontay Johnson. Now listen, if he shows up to mandatory minicamp and he out there just routing things up,
sure,
I ain't got nothing to say. I'm gonna be at least he was working.
That's the thing. He could still be working, and there's an element that it's partly because the Browns don't have anybody. That if Deontay Johnson could be what he was, and maybe he has been able to reset that and has a new lease on life or a new view on things and wants to put his head down and work, this could be a steal. It could be an absolute. How crazy is that dynamic? We just talked about he could be cut before we get to training camp, or he could be an absolute steal and help this team out. That's kind of the place for the Browns. All right, let's wrap up the AFC North here. Under the radar stars. So, again, for the Bengals, it was Miles Murphy. For the Browns, it was Cedric Tillman. For the Steelers, I did like this guy, Peyton Wilson, linebacker, third-round pick, had his rookie year just a year ago, had almost 80 tackles, and only started 4 games. There is just something about the Steelers. I think the Steelers find linebackers and the Ravens find secondary guys. Like nobody's business. And I think they have a really good one in Peyton Wilson. I was really impressed with his play last year.
I was impressed when he came out. I was like, that was a guy that I wanted the Browns to try to get, especially given the fact of the linebacker position. But, he's a guy that flies around. He makes plays. He's very instinctual. I think he's poised. Behind that D-line that he's got, he's poised for a breakout year.
Ravens one is Keaton Mitchell, who we kind of forgot about because he was coming off the ACL injury. And he missed most of last year. But that stretch he had in 2023 when he's averaging 8 yards a rush, and he was also on receiving it. Like, you think about Derrick Henry, Keaton Mitchell could be perfect for fitting right in behind Derrick Henry, and they've obviously had the changes. They move off of J.K. Dobbins. They move off of Gus Edwards. And I think a part of that was certainly you have Derrick Henry, and he commands it. As long as he's healthy, he's going to get 20 carries a game. But a guy like Keaton Mitchell, I like that one. Of the ones that I've been critical of, I like the Steelers one. I really like the Ravens one here of Keaton Mitchell being a potential breakout star for them this year.
Yeah, for him, it's just about him being healthy. I mean, that speed is undeniable. I mean, when he touched the ball, he was out of there. And you got Derrick Henry, who's going to be the bruiser, who's going to, bruise the defense down, wear those guys down, and then you got this scat back that comes in and nobody can keep up with. Plus, the Ravens love to run the ball until the playoffs come, which makes no sense to me that they go from a run-the-ball team to a heavy 7-on-7 in the playoffs, which is why they continue to lose, but that's neither here nor there. But I think that he will definitely he'll get the touches. Now that he doesn't have Gus or J.K. in front of him, it's Derrick Henry and then him. He'll get the touches, and I think he'll be able to be explosive and make a lot of plays.
Yeah, and like you said, there's always that you're smarter than everybody else, or you try to throw him a curveball. It's like, just stick with what you got. And it's going to be fun. I think to recap the whole thing about the AFC North, especially with Rodgers in the fold, listen, I'm a realist when it comes to the Browns. Tyvis and I are both Browns fans. You hear Tyvis on the radio network. Like, we get it. Like, we kind of get right. Those other 3 teams, though, a lot of intrigue. And it's still, I think, even with the Browns, the NFC North is damn good. But that AFC North is still one of the best divisions in football. And it's 2, franchise quarterbacks, legacy programs. I get it, but it's going to be a lot of fun to watch that division and be a part of it coming up. All right, we'll get to the buzz. I think we got Bo joining us, Bishop and Friends. We'll get his thoughts on this insane scheduling for the NBA Finals. All that, his thoughts on Rodgers. It's T-Bone and Tyvis here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Still noticing 2 crashes just north of the airport over in Gahanna. The first one's going to be 270 northbound just beyond US 62 East. Because of a crash there, the right lane is blocked right now. But just a little bit south, 270 southbound, the right lane is blocked over there at the I-670 West area because of another crash. So definitely a very busy area if you're making your way out the door this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
Looking to buy a home? CME Federal Credit Union has got you covered. With a 5/1 adjustable rate mortgage from CME, you can lock in a low rate, starting as low as 5.5% for the first 5 years. And with low closing costs, you can save even more. Ready to get started? Visit CMEFCU.org today to begin your journey to home ownership. Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
A healthy body needs good food. This summer, the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce is sponsoring Sun Meals, a summer food program where kids eat free. Children under 18 receive healthy meals and no sign-up is required. Locations may be right in your neighborhood. Call 1-866-348-6479 or visit education.ohio.gov/kidseat for meal locations and times. That's education.ohio.gov/kidseat.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a mysterious room of long-forgotten, moldy mascot memorabilia. Often pitched by ad agencies, always rejected by NJM. Is it real? We may never know. But what is real is NJM's dedication to doing what's right for their customers. Astoundingly, they're proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Learn more at njm.com.
Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Common Man here. I want to talk to you about my buddy Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. It's rare that a business comes along and offers you such great quality, service, price. If you or someone you love or like, or even strangers on the street tell you they need a jeweler, tell them you got a guy, and that guy is Bob Capace at Worthington Jewelers.
I'm Bob Capace, and I'm your guy.
Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged.
Bishop and Friends.
You cannot talk about the coolest athletes of all time from Ohio without my guy.
Oh, yeah!
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Seller.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
The only contraband hiding in Tyvis's butt cheeks is a Kit Kat bar. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Matt Fontana in this week for T-Bone. Tyvis Powell, we bring it. Bo Bishop and Friends coming up as we get to the buzzer.
Shove it down your throat. It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin. AmishCountryFurnishings.com.
All right, guys, speaking of the buzzer, Bo, we got a buzzer beater basically last night with 0.2 seconds with Tyrese Halliburton. Why do I have to wait till Sunday now? to watch.
Oh,
this.
buddy.
I was going into this series kind of pessimistic anyway.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, I don't know about these teams. They hook me. They get me. They got me. Game 1, awesome, amazing. Oh, wait, we'll see on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm an old get off my lawn guy now, buddy. Is where I am with all of this. Why does it not say finals on the court? What are we doing?
True, too.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Where's the
trophy in the middle of it? Like, what are we doing? Why are there not gold trophies on their jerseys? Like, what are we doing? Let's get this thing going. And then, I'll be honest with you. I didn't see it live. I'm not staying up that late.
That's
I'm not.
true, too.
I'm past it. Like, I can't. Like, I'm 11 o'clock. You know this, T. I'm 11 o'clock and I'm out.
The game started at 8:40.
Well, don't get me started.
Well, that's
on
a whole nother,
That's a whole nother beef for me.
We'll get there. Yeah.
I don't understand. If you're going to play Sunday, I'll tell you this. If you're going to play Sunday, then let's keep it old school and let's go Sunday afternoon. I mean, NBA on NBC.
The game's not?
No, it's at night.
No, it's 8 o'clock.
Oh, well, they dropped the ball on that.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because people think that the most coveted NFL football, the highest rated, is always Sunday night, but it's 4:30. It's when it is. That's when the most watched, like Sunday at 4:30. So it's like that's the window. Like go right there. Go Sunday afternoon. That's the sweet spot. I mean, that's when we all watched Jordan in the 90s. It was always in the afternoon on Sunday. So I don't know why they don't do that. I don't know why you go sticking that in the primetime slot on Sunday. I'm with you. It's brutal to wait that long. And they lose momentum. This was what they needed, though, right? They needed a game like this because this is not an appealing series for the masses, right? So they needed a classic game, and they got one in game 1.
Oh, Bo, does this series, watching what the Pacers doing, does it make you feel better about the Cavs losing?
No, no.
They're doing it. They're doing it to everybody, Bo.
Yeah, but then also the way I think of with that is, well, they're not going to get worse next year.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden they're going to be the champions, or if they're already the Eastern Conference champion. I think Oklahoma City will be fine, but like now you got to go through them again. No, I think you're going to look back at this. I mean, like they had a ton of injuries, so I mean that obviously can't be ignored either. But like, if you were healthy, this was probably the year for you to get there with the injury to Tatum and everything else. And I like the matchup with the Knicks. So, no, it doesn't make it any better at all, I don't think.
No, but I said the same thing where I just keep going back to, like, the Pacers. And I know I'm wrong for this. Like, I don't think they're all that good. Like, I question Tyrese Halliburton. I just keep looking back on that Cavs series, and all it does is make me more angry because I go, the Cavs should have won that series. They fumbled it. And, they keep coming back on teams, and they keep having this historic run of erasing 10-point deficits. Like, I get that people will laugh when I say this. Oh, eventually that will end because all they do is keep doing it. But I truly don't think they can win an NBA championship doing that over and over again,
I don't know either, but now they're just 3 wins away.
Yeah.
I mean, they're right there. And, I think, belief's a crazy thing in sports, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, all of a sudden you start to look around and go, hey, all right, we can do this. And they've done it. They did it in round 1 from a big deficit with Milwaukee. They did it against the Cavs. They did it against the Knicks. And it's like, maybe this is just who they are. Maybe they're just clutch. And now they have full belief. And with full belief, crazy things can happen. Like, the difference in talent isn't that great. I think, if anything, we maybe slept on how good Indiana was. So on our show, I talked in the lead up to and I'm sure you did too, Matt, and T, I'm sure you did as well. In the lead up to the Cavs-Pacers series, like, be careful here.
Yes.
Like, they're pretty good. This is not a great matchup. So it's not like I was shocked that Indiana took them out. But maybe they're a little better than we all gave them credit for, too.
So Tyrese Halliburton is going to be the face of the NBA, right?
No. No. That's one of those things that's not given, right? I'm kind of with Chuck on this. Like, that just kind of happens. Yeah. You wake up one day and you're the guy. I mean, you can't really be annoyed at that. Tatum and Brown won it last year. I don't know that Jason Tatum was the face of the NBA last year, right? It didn't feel like it to me. I mean, I think that's one of those things where you don't talk about it, but you just know. It just kind of happens. And so I don't know who that's going to be. There's certainly a vacuum there for waiting for somebody to grab it.
Well, none of them are family men, They not married and have kids and family, according to Kendrick Perkins,
Yeah, big parking. And the other thing,
you're making a mistake there.
Yeah. The other thing is with the new CBA tearing these teams down, none of these guys are going to get back to multiple finals. Like, Bo, Tyvis and I were talking about this. When's the next time we're going to see Jokic in a finals? When's the next time Giannis is going to get to a final? Hey, Luka, even Shea. Like, I know they're there now, But the way this is set up, like for the average fan to become the face, you got to go to the NBA Finals 2-3 times in 5 years or win a couple of titles before you can do it. And the NBA goes, no, we don't like that. We don't like that. We don't want teams build up again more. Everybody's got to get torn down. It's going to be impossible to find somebody.
Yeah, to your point, too, I heard Adam Silver talking earlier this week. It's like State of the State where he said, look, this will be our 7th straight non-return final winner or whatever, some stat like that.
You've had 7 different champions in 7 years.
7 different. There you go. And as he was saying that, I was saying, I'm not sure that that's good.
I don't think it is. 100%.
Because
you're on the same page.
Yeah, because I think when you think about how this league became a rocket ship, it was Magic and Bird every other year or every year in the 80s, and then Jordan was the constant through much of the 90s, and then it was Shaq and Kobe, and it was Duncan, and then it was LeBron and Steph.
There's no villain.
Well, there's no hero either.
Yeah, that's true, too.
There's no hero either. So there's not this consistent, like, oh, these guys again. We get to see these guys again. Like, that league was built on star power, and it was built on the familiarity of those stars with its fan base. And in this scenario where you got a new one every year, it's hard to maintain that.
And it's hard for people to even recognize, let alone star and hero and villain. It's like there are some people that are getting their first introduction to Shea in this whole thing.
For sure.
And they'll be like, will they see him again? And I know he just won the MVP and all that, but it's just, I don't know how you sit there and be able to kind of prop him up to the average people out there. Bo, I know you guys got a lot coming up about the Rodgers stuff and what else today on Bishop and Friends.
Well, I had that.
Yeah,
I mean, I've had that for 6 months. that was a preordained thing. Everybody said, "Oh, I don't know. I think he's doing this." No, he was always going to be a Steeler. They always knew. So we'll have a little bit of fun with that as well. We got Chris Vanini coming on to do a little college football. He actually previewed the 2026 college football video game. So I'm going to press him on that a little bit. Then we have Doug and Tim, as we always do on a Friday.
I appreciate you, man. We'll be listening.
We need you to stay up for Sunday night to watch the game.
Sunday, no excuses, right?
I mean, I still have to get up at 5:30. Like, I mean, how does that change? How does Sunday change? If it's Saturday.
Sunday afternoon, to your point.
Yeah, give me a Sunday afternoon.
Who gets hurt? 3 o'clock?
You can. It's perfect. Okay, so it's one day that you'll be a little tired.
I am an old man.
Tyvis is going to be blowing you up.
Understand this?
I
need sleep.
It's a mindset. You only old if you think you old, Bo.
You're a young pup bouncing off the walls, man. I'm out here just
coffee, which I found out this week, Bo, that these guys do the morning show without
placebo.
It's insane.
Coffee is a placebo.
Well, look, he got plugs this week, so I'm sure the coffee's coming.
It's next.
Give him
nice
time.
pair of loafers. He'll be just fine.
There you go.
Bo, appreciate you. We'll hear you on Bishop and Friends coming up in a minute, all right?
All right, see you guys.
There he goes. Tyvis, I can't tell you, man, how much fun I've had this week. Yes. You and Bodie, I appreciate you guys so much. To Timmy, to Fish, for allowing me to for everybody out there that tuned in this week, thank you so much. This was a joy. T-Bone's back next week. I'll be on the Buckeye Show next week, though, actually.
Ooh,
so I'll talk to everybody on the night
side
of it. Yeah, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you guys so much for having me. Bishop and Friends coming your way next, right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Friday. We are noticing yet another big crash because of these wet roads. This one happening just north of Marysville, almost by Somerville, essentially. This is happening State Route 31 from 347 to Harmon Patrick Road. That area is closed in both directions. That is mile marker 7.8. A great detour for you. If you are headed in this area, just hop off that road and take Claiborne Road instead. Should save you a little bit of time as you step out the door. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu. Make it a great day.
I'm an old school Joe. I never lay juice I don't want to lay. I don't hate my money like that. I'd rather lay minus 108 than minus 110, wouldn't you? Prime Sports is Ohio's full-time reduced juice sports book. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. You know the summer heat is upon us. You know that your old drafty windows that came with the house many years ago, they're not prepared for that summer heat. They're going to let all the cold air that you're pumping into your house with your air conditioner go right out the door. You're going to be losing dollars every day that you're keeping those windows in your house. Why not check out Window Nation? Their windows frequently outperform and outlast ones from the expensive guys. They're some of the best energy-efficient windows you can find, and they're assembled right here in the U.S. of A.
How about that? Make a smart investment. Buy from America. It's great. Right now, they've got a killer deal, too. When you buy 4 windows, you get 4 windows free. For 2 years, you're not going to have to worry about a down payment, interest, or monthly payments either. That's right. Pay nothing until 2027. When you buy 4 windows, you get 4 windows free. They'll even throw in a free entry door if you do a full house of windows. How about that? I trust Window Nation. You should too. 866-90-NATION or windownation.com. Again, that's 866-90-NATION or windownation.com.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here, and so are the summer savings at RCD RV. Don't miss RCD RV's summer kickoff sale running June 7th through the 21st. New RVs starting as low as $12,995. Now's the time to make a splash this summer. Hurry in. Those deals will not last long. Find unbeatable savings, unforgettable fun, and everything you need to hit the road at rcdrv.com. Visit our locations, Delaware, Heath, and Pataskala, or shop online anytime at rcdrv.com.
You know that thing you've always been too scared to go for? It seems like you'll never have the guts. Then a cancer diagnosis. And doing that thing becomes way less scary. I would know. I've always wanted a black belt. And today, the only thing standing in my way is a few wooden boards. It's been a lot of hard work and 5 years since I beat cancer at Ohio Health. Bring it on. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
It always seems to happen at the worst time. You're finally in bed after a long, hard day, and then you hear it. You sit up, heart sinking. Is that coming from the ceiling? All of a sudden, it's a middle of the night flashlight hunt to find the leak. But don't worry, Newman Roofing has you covered, literally. With more than 3 decades in the business, we've seen just about everything a storm can throw at a roof. Our teams know how to spot the problem, explain your options, and fix it right the first time, with craftsmanship and care you can feel good about. We're not just here for a quick patch job, and we never will be. We're here to make sure your home stays protected season after season. So when it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, choose the company you can trust, Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Evan Cohen here. La Quinta by Wyndham is deeply grateful for all our military members, veterans, and their families. They understand the dedication, sacrifice, and hard work that comes with serving our country. As a thank you, La Quinta offers 12% off standard rates, upgraded Wyndham Rewards, Gold Status membership, and preferred parking. They want to make sure your stay is as comfortable and rewarding as possible, and they're proud to serve those who serve. Tonight, La Quinta, tomorrow you shine. Visit LQ.com to learn more about these special military perks and discounts.